Welcome back, everybody, to Embervale. It's been quite a while.
Woo!
So, welcome back, ladies. I will do a quick recap. You are more than welcome to add things if you remember them differently, and/or if you remember things that you would like to fill in. Make sure that the audience knows it's happened, but I think I covered it pretty well. Last time, our intrepid heroes woke among the bizarre members and an unwelcome surprise. Approaching the docked marketplace was a royal guard ship, captained by the very imposing knight Jarek Daneson. During their approach,
Exactly.
the group retrieved Izzy's newly upgraded rapier and discussed an escape plan. While terse words were exchanged between the human blacksmith Perry and the knight, our ladies blended in until something had to be done. A quick sabotage and escape later, they were back on the Embervale, heading for Rootwood Lake, where Hearthwood City was situated. They hailed a gleeful young postwoman and gave one over some letters for home and warned against venturing into the center of the lake. Then they navigated the last of the rapids into the huge Lake Rootwood. Upon entering the lake, our group was surprised to see an airship flying far above, circling among the clouds before descending back to a village on the west coast. Too curious for their own good, the adventurers headed for the airship berth. There they noticed this is a sort of tank and a think tank and experimental town that focuses on manufacturing and developing airships, a town called Coalbank. Though that sounds great, dreams are soon crushed when it is revealed how much the airships would cost to produce. Luckily, they run into a very helpful young half-elf engineer that lives on the outskirts of town. Opal is all too happy to outfit their ship as an airship in exchange for a large favor. They need to find proof that Opal's father is a Leafborn, a noble family that has quite a bit of money and influence. After agreeing to help her and take her with them to the city, they set off to Hearthwood, arriving below the tree-supported metropolis.
Bum, bum, bum.
Oh, we're so screwed. We didn't think this one through, guys.
Not so good plan in retrospect. Oh well.
But we get an airship.
Yeah.
If we succeed.
I love this music.
I feel like it's just one of those if we die, we die situations.
Alright, the city of Hearthwood. So picture this as your ship is approaching, and you might be seeing this / getting some of this news from Opal, or you may know it from your readings, depending on how in-depth you have been with the world. Jutting from the center of the ancient Cinderwood Forest and held miraculously over the deep Rootwood Lake is the elven city of Hearthwood. The city is entwined among and ensconced by the immaculately tended vines and branches of the giant white ash tree that has become the foundation for the metropolis. This bustling city rivals the capital in size and population, only having less of a diverse population. A majority of the citizens are elves, though there are small communities of other races living among them, often there for trade or government. The city uses the vines, branches, and leaves of the gargantuan magical tree for a myriad of things. Pipes, buildings, support, filtration, paths, etc., all formed or made from the tree. Governing the city are the very pious Lord Pier and Lady Verilef. It is not an independent city from the rest of the country, but it is no secret that Hearthwood does not always agree with the capital and its decisions. The Lord and Lady are quite devout to the elven gods, trusting their wisdom and magic. Though not a theocracy, much of the population highly respects temple days and ceremonies. Many pamphlets. Hold on one
Yes! Pamphlets! Pamphlets ho! I support this, clearly.
As the group approaches, they witness one such ceremony. So you guys are pulling up to the docks. You look above when you hear some noise, and going up basically the tree structure itself. There's not a lot here because this is more of support branches that are huge. They almost become like twisted columns themselves, but there are like little alcoves that poke out. You think that like there's kind of the best way to put it is an underground, but it's not underground, it's under the city, entwined in the tree itself, basically. But jutting out are different like platforms or little windows, that kind of thing. But you see a young male elf is at the edge of one. Seems to be wearing only pants, talking to somebody, and then he jumps from a very, very, very high platform jutting from a thick limb. He screams and hits the water, and after a very tense few minutes, he surfaces and shouts, "Praise to Solinar!" His friends cheer up above as the young elf swims to the vine-covered shore, shuddering as he gets out. You see Opal roll her eyes, as if this is something that kind of happens quite often. She looks to you guys. Solinar would be the god of the wilderness and survival. So he is showing his praise to Solinar for his survival. More than one person has died that way, but everybody worships in their own way, I guess.
That seems very stupid.
Well, young elves have to
tribute.
prove their way once in a while.
Whatever you get your rocks off, man.
Do not do this for my goddess. Like you have to do with my goddess is dance with no clothing under moon with my swords. And it seems much safer, I think, as long as people are not near for maybe get cut with my sword, which would not be as safe. So I don't know. Maybe who I to judge?
How many bug bites do you have?
Do not ask this question. It's too many to count.
Do bugs bite at night?
Yeah, mosquitoes don't care.
They're beholden to no gods.
Except I'm bathed in moonlight, so
Praise Satan.
So you're brighter.
so yeah. Really
Anyway, so you guys pull up to the dock. You're tied off, and you see from this dock there are cuts and separations in the tree-like structures. So there's stairs leading up from this like under tree dock. It's a very, very large dock. You get the feeling this is where they receive a lot of shipping from the river and the other little villages along the edges of the lake. So you're docked here, and you can see that there are a myriad of little entrances and stairs leading up to the city.
One of the other things we needed to do in this town too, besides the thing with Opal, is we need to check the blacksmiths with the dagger.
Yes.
That's why we came to Hearthwood
Yeah.
originally. Yeah, no.
we need to do that.
Only know this because of listening with little Alex. Yeah.
Let us
I was
not
wondering if you guys
forget.
were gonna forget
No, Defo did. 100%. Poof gone.
the original
Yeah,
reason.
Like, I know we're here for a reason, and it has to do with the queen, but hopefully someone else will remember exactly what it is. So that worked out well.
Oh,
Good
good. Yay. Once again, coming to the rescue.
Okay, so I guess one of the main questions is what to do. This is me asking. I'm not in character. Would we trust? I just forgot the airship lady's name.
Opal?
Would we trust Opal? Thank you. That's really easy to remember. So that was dumb of me. Would we trust her enough to mention any of this around her, or should we focus on her
yes.
initially?
No,
Let's
yeah.
just focus on her first. Okay.
Yeah, we're not gonna. I don't want to. The less people involved in this, the better. Especially if like we're wanted for questioning, right?
Your
Good
response
point.
to that was amazing. Do we trust her? Yeah. No, yeah.
No, I was following. I was catching on to her train of thought, and like it was a rough
I totally
landing
get it.
onto that train. I had to pull
But
myself
it was
up a
just
little
really
bit.
funny because of the just contradiction after a contradiction.
Leave me alone, Mom. Okay. All right.
In the middle of the country.
So yeah, we need to handle Opal's thing first. So Opal, where are we headed to first?
Oh, I didn't really have a plan. Well, there's a lot of things in this city. I haven't been here since I was a child, so I could point out some things that I've known about.
I thought that we were
all I know
trying
is
that you knew of something that we needed to find and get in a specific place. Like I thought that was what we were.
How do we get into this vault?
Yeah.
You mentioned we have to go to vault.
Yeah.
This
well,
should we go now? Should we
I just
prepare?
commissioned you to basically. Well, no, you commissioned me, and this is the payment. Well, I need proof that I am the daughter of one of the Leafborns.
So I will get ancestry DNA test. It will take
Good
a few
Because she's got to hang it on the
They
line.
send it off to a blood witch
couple
who
of
has
weeks.
like a whole backlog.
That would
God.
be That's awesome. That'd be so cool.
Opal. Okay, so you guys, I'm just gonna put you guys ascend to the steps, and you see this city. And there's the map. You see this city that you have that has kind of stretched out before you. You're kind of entering. If you see where I'm pulsing, you're kind of entering from here.
Cool map, by the way. Love it.
Thank you.
One more again. One more little pulsey pulse. Can I not see it?
I don't know. It's up at the top.
See it?
Oh, that's why. Okay. I was over here by
Are
the
you not
water.
zoomed out enough?
No, I was down.
Oh, yeah,
I was
so-
at blue.
Really quick. So picture this map that you're seeing. The lake is down below. Is that blue? And like this is like one of the larger entrances, but it kind of stretches across from like the top right corner down to this gate area is kind of like where the land is and where this magical tree foundation stretches from.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So like I'm gonna erase this really quick, but over here
That's cool.
over here is kind of like where the tree stretches from the edge of the lake.
Okay.
You get what I mean?
I love this. I love this red scribble. I want it on the map.
No.
Okay.
So down below is the dock.
Okay.
So it's basically like we're standing on
Oh,
a platform on top
we're-
of a tree.
Beneath.
Yes. So picture if you were standing at these stairs. There you go, these stairs. Underneath is kind of like where the tree is into the like the roots and stuff like are into the water, and the dock has been made, and
Oh, it's kind of like a mangrove.
yeah, a little bit. And then this, I'm gonna delete this all. All of this is over the water.
Okay.
Like it's directly over the water. Got it?
You mentioned that there might be kind of a bit
Yes.
of an underground-ish. Thank you, honey. A bit of an upper layer and an under layer, right?
Kind of, yeah.
Are
So
we on the upper layer?
yeah, you're the top. It's the
Okay,
city
cool.
basically sits on the top.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Oh.
And the underlayer, when I say that, it's like this. That would be stuff that they'd have to like basically excavate. Wow, excavate parts of the tree, which is not a good idea. Because the tree is like the only foundation. So,
Destroy
if they
your support system.
right, it's almost picture like there is a sewer system, but it's more like branches and piping made out of branches.
Like aqueducts, kind of.
Yeah. There's not like a hidden city underneath or anything like that. It's just there are some places where you can get under this city and go to like little outlets. But it's not like people really shouldn't live down there nor take things from down there because that's the structure of the entire city.
It kind of reminds me of like some when you find those moments where the road is actually a bridge, but you think it's just a road, and then you find the staircase and you can go down, and you're like, oh, there's like a whole little tunnel area with buildings
Yeah.
here, like in real
Yeah.
life. Yeah,
So up
I'm
top,
glad
you see
understood
that
what I
this,
meant.
and you see this entire city has been here for a long time. So even though you know you're standing on branches and essentially branches and leaves and vines, everything feels very solid. Like this is a very solid foundation that has been here for a very long time, and magic and nature has kind of woven together to create even like streets and bridges and stuff like that that you can walk on without problems. You see horses moving by and some small carriages and stuff like that. This is a very astounding place.
Man, I want to go there in real life.
You do see city guards, but unlike any of the ones you've seen before, they're wearing tabards of green with gold leaves, and are all elves. So you do know that these are different guards, and they've got different ranks on their tabards to show, these are just, basic little guys that are just patrolling the street or watching over the docks. And you can guess that other things will mean there are higher up people. Yes, ma'am.
Is the entire city like majority elf or half elf, or is there like a fairly decent mix of people?
Like I said before, it is a large population. It's majority elf.
Okay.
Pure elf usually. Like I would tell you, about 80% of the population is elf. There are small communities of other races, but they don't have a lot of sway here. They're probably just here for trade or the government. So you can kind of guess there might be an embassy here for the capital, that represents the crown while they're here, among other things. But it is mostly elf.
So avoid the embassy. Got it.
As you come up these stairs, you do see that there is a sort of welcome map, I guess you could say, nearby for those that are coming up as to where to go with their goods. And you do see kind of this map, much less detailed, showing you kind of points of interest. You do see that in the center is the Castle of Lofted Light, which is that big structure in the middle. Even when you look up from where you are, you can see a large spire in the center, and atop it is a very, very bright light, almost like a lighthouse, but it doesn't turn; it just shines. This is where the castle. This is the castle where the lord and lady of the city are. This is where the seat of government. There's also a marketplace, various temples, lots of temples here. There's also a central temple called the Temple of Radiant Council. And there's a bunch of inns and taverns that have some names. There's 2 large hot springs that have is popular around the island. There is a big bank that's called the Silver Seed Bank. And there is the Propaganda Craftsman Square, a library, and you see that there are little icons for blacksmiths, but there's a really big one that's called the Iron Laurel. And Opal, from her work, knows that's the one that the Leafborns own.
Okay.
Hold up, did you say Propaganda Square?
Yeah, there's a Propaganda Craftsman Square. And
okay. So are these people just making like handcrafts that are propaganda, but also handcrafts? Please tell me it is. Can we please go? I want to go to see that.
I'm so intrigued by that.
Oh my god, is it just a square filled with pamphlets and that's it? Please just be that. I will.
I want to go to the library. Like, to look at maybe the family archive, like, see if we can see, like, if there's, like, a family lineage thing. So we can at least pierce together what names we might be looking for.
Right.
That
I was about
even
to...
smarter thing to do.
Yeah. And then V's going to look to Opal real quick. And now, Opal, just so that we know what to look for, can you remind me of your mother's name? Just in case there's any mention of her.
She says, yes, my mother was a human. Because you remember she said she's a human, and if
Yep.
her father is a leafborn, he would be an elf.
And that makes her a
she's-
half-elf.
Yeah, duh. Math!
Does she look like have any
biology.
half-elf features?
She does. She has slightly pointed ears, so they're not like the long elf ones. They're just slightly pointed. And she has, you can tell she kind of leans on the human side a little bit in her build. So, not to generalize, but she doesn't have like a very svelte, tall build. She's more a little bit filled out, kind of like a human would be, more squared-shouldered than rounded. But other than that, it's kind of hard to tell. She might not be as pale as some of like the high elves and stuff like that, but she does not blend in. No. Neither do you three. But
No, I just wanted to make sure.
I blend in very well and look exactly like all these people. You see,
actually,
they look
Mina, you are getting some stares.
I bet I am. You're like, oh,
Opal's
shit,
mom's name.
now?
Oh yeah, sorry. Opal says, her name was Lavender.
She got a last name or just?
Oh, sorry. I had it written down and then I forgot what I put it as.
Happens to the best of us.
Uh,
Me, it happens to me.
I have written notes and I have typed notes and I have to remember where I put it.
Bitch, yeah. Like my little notebook, and then yeah, yep, I feel that. I'm like Rob Lowe in Parks and Rec, the literal. You're preaching to the literal crowd.
Perfect.
Or choir. There we go. That's the right thing. I keep looking at pictures of my new house. Can't even stop myself.
Lavender Ansel.
And like incel?
No,
Oh, like the
A-N-S-E-L.
name Ansel.
Like Ansel Adams, you weirdo.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's fair. Alright, A-N-S.
Actually, who would know what Ansel Adams is? I only
How do
know
you
'cause
spell
my
it?
dad's a photographer.
E-L.
A-N-S-E-L?
What?
S-E-L.
One person.
A-N-S.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes. S. Cool.
E.
Oh, no C.
L. No
No
C.
C. Okay. So Lavender Ansel. Okay.
Hold on. Who is Ansel Adams? Why do I know that name? Who is
He's a
that?
famous photographer.
Okay.
He's dead
yeah.
now.
Yeah, I'm like, I know that name. Why I know that name?
Kylie's gonna follow them all to their graves.
What?
Or Leah. Whoa, my God.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Hey, you remember that like little talk I had earlier about how I said I definitely am a little sleep deprived today? I wasn't lying.
Yep.
Wasn't a joke.
Oh my God. That motorcycle is so loud. Or car. Or I don't know what that was. Sorry, guys.
You're fine.
I'll never forgive you.
Anyway,
When
Opal
left.
tells you that's her mom's last name.
Okay. Lavender Ansel. Was she from Hearthwood or was she from a different area?
She wasn't originally from here. She was in Hearthwood, doing business. But she's human, so she couldn't get extremely far.
Are they a little racist here?
She meets the eye of somebody who's passing and staring at her, and she goes, "Not openly."
Oh, one of them sneaky racisms. Okay. Got it. Oh, that's pretty.
I
Okay.
have not been able to see this yet. So,
What, sneaky
We'll see.
racism?
yes. Because, I fit in here so well that I am not noticed.
Uh-huh.
Oh, look,
You-
a friendly face.
You know everyone. Like, people have been openly gawking at us, right? I'm honestly just
Oh.
kind of, you know how much I love attention, so it doesn't really bother me.
Yes.
But,
Well, of course they would. We are very beautiful.
exactly. Okay. Well, okay,
While
so.
they're talking.
Oh yeah, no, I interrupted something. I can't remember what it was just because I latched onto something.
While they're
Uh,
talking about the sneaky racism
Yeah.
and stuff like that, Fee is going to take the chance to walk behind, like, a tree or a bush or something, some kind of cover,
mhm.
and she's gonna transform.
You walk behind the welcome board.
Yeah, basically. And she's gonna turn into an elf.
Cool. So you get
Come
the
back.
very pointed ears, kind of longer hair, paler skin, a slightly thinner frame, maybe a few inches taller, and yeah, you look like an elf.
Walk back over to stand with the group.
Do your clothes change when you
Opal is very confused.
do your
I
do your
look at
clothes
you two-
change when you do that, or is it basically like
Good question.
Like-
According to the rules of changelings, no.
so?
Clothes stay
How
the
are
same.
your clothes fitting? Like, are you a little tight right now because you're maybe taller?
Magic.
I would probably say it's just not necessarily tighter, because if I just got taller, it's just that the skirt's a little shorter. Because it kind of depends on where I grew, whether it was the torso or the legs.
Yeah, the true rules is gear, stats, and clothing do not change, and she
Yeah.
can't get much bigger than her normal. Like, I let you do Hobbit, but she's not technically supposed to be able to do Hobbit.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like size.
Yeah.
Like
Okay,
within
But-
so
my
she might
same
just look
size
like a
range.
short elf then, just with what her size has to be.
Kind of. Yeah, she could, like I said, she can flirt with some inches, but.
Hey, nice.
All right. Anyway.
Okay, so
But Opal is
I-
very confused. Opal does not know
yeah.
what is going on. Does not know who this elf
Hey.
is that walked back from behind.
Opal.
Is kind of
Nina-
concerned.
Opal.
Who was that?
I
And
am also
why?
confused.
What's going
I'm also
on?
confused because I didn't see her do it. So I go, oh, hello. Hello, beautiful elf lady. It is nice to meet you. You have the same clothing as my dear friend.
Yep.
it is
And
good
Izzy's
of
gonna
you.
kind of like shove Mina. It's obviously it's Fee. We've seen her do this type of thing before. Don't you remember?
But Fee was here. Where is Fee?
Look,
What-
she's
Oh,
While
wearing.
that's all happening, Fee is going to turn to
Oh.
Opal.
My apologies, I forgot to tell you. I am actually a changeling, and so I can change my appearance to look like other people.
Oh, well, that would explain some things.
Very useful for infiltration.
It would appear so. Wonderful. That actually might help in a few different ways. We would just have to be careful. Yes, you do look like an elf, so that would work. Opal looks kind of nervous to be up here, like she hasn't been back to the city for a reason. So she actually looks like she's completely out of place here.
Baby.
Hey,
What do you guys want to do?
I'm still for the library. I think that research and getting some more
Yeah.
information about who these people might have been, or
That
like
sounds
more
good to
insight
me.
into the family is. If y'all want to party with the propaganda square first, like we can fuck around with that.
Propaganda craftsman
Did-
square.
We can go after. Let us learn things in library, and then we come later and we learn in the square. Maybe if we has questions. Though it is propaganda, so I don't know if they will answer well. But we try.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, sounds good to me.
Yes, I think the library would be a good place to start. So, shall we find our way there?
Let's do it.
All right, so you kind of find your way through the city. You follow the map to the library. Like many of the other buildings, it is an older building that's kind of wrapped up in vines and branches, and looks like it houses a good portion of the city's records, if not all of them. There might be a few ones that are, kept elsewhere. But you go in, it's quiet and Yeah, it's a library.
Is there like an index or anything to start with?
There's a lady. There's a
Hey.
lady elf there that.
So, I have this thing about librarians.
What? Why? What
They're-
they do?
They're just the
As long as it's not
meanest.
chairs.
It's like they don't have anything to do with their lives or time, and they're just usually the rudest and meanest.
Oh,
Hurt you.
What?
okay.
Who hurt you?
Okay. All right. Okay. It's so fine. It's fine.
If you,
I'm gonna
would
go
you
to
like
the.
me to talk to her?
Yes. Yes.
So this
Actually,
is,
yes.
This is an elf
You can
city.
talk to her as well. If you want, I speak the language. If you want me go, but
Oh, that would probably be better because I do not speak Elvish. I speak Sylvan.
Well, they speak common here, but yes, Elvish would
Hmm.
also be more
But,
common. But
at the same time, okay, this is not me as me, or this is me as me, not me as Mina. I am a drow, and you currently look like an elf. So,
Oh yeah, you'd
But
probably
I just
still get.
realized if she tries to talk to me while I look like an elf and I
Oh.
can't speak Elvish,
Let's both go up
that's gonna
together.
raise some
Yeah,
eyebrows.
you guys both go together, so
Yes.
that way you look more
again,
friendly.
you've heard at least on the dock and stuff like that. People are speaking common. It's not like they won't understand. There's probably a good guess that most of the city speaks both.
Yeah, but what if this uppity librarian?
Oh, true. You don't know. This my librarian might be a bitch. You just haven't talked to her.
I
yet.
mean, there's a 90% chance.
I think Izzy's already made her
Okay.
decision on
Oh
what
my
this
God.
lady is.
It's interesting. It's like yeah.
So, yeah.
How about we go together? We
We
can
shall
go
go
both.
together.
Yes, both us. It's
So-
good idea.
So you
Oh,
approach this
okay.
librarian who has like a little shrine on her desk, like a tiny one. It's like if she had like a little Buddha on her desk kind of thing. But it's a
That's so
little
cute.
shrine
I wanna do
with
that.
it. What?
I said that's adorable, and I want to do that.
And you see a little elf deity is in it, with like some burning incense on it. Yeah. So she looks up as you approach, and she looks you both over. She kind of raises a brow at the drow. Didn't mean for that to rhyme. And then looks to Fee, and kind of gives a soft smile. How can I help you, young ladies?
It's very nice to meet you today. I was wondering if you could point us in the direction of your family history or lineage section. I was wanting to do some research.
On which family would you like to do research? It is a very wide selection. Elves are quite, longevity-wise, we're quite old.
Yes.
So there's.
See what I mean?
So if you tell me what names are you looking for, I can definitely point you in the right direction.
Well, I was actually kind of wanting to just research maybe the founding of the city, and then so I think there would be a few like major families. I know it's quite a request of you, but if we could start with one of them, and then we can move on to the others. So perhaps maybe starting with, I believe the Leafborns have been around for that long, haven't they?
He kind of looks you up and down, as a little bit like you have two heads, and wonder. And she then comes to like a realization after looking you over. Oh, you've traveled from elsewhere, haven't you?
Yes, I have. So I'm trying to get to my roots because not my parents, but my grandparents are from here originally.
Oh, I see. She gets up and she leads you over to the genealogy section. And there are some like old books and scrolls that you kind of guess are family trees, as well as some history about the city, and maybe some bloodlines that go back all the way to what's called the first seed, which is when the tree of the city was planted. And she says, "Oh well, there was only 3 families originally. There was they are all the originals that lead to the nobles that have, of course, branched out a bit. But the Leafborns were present. The Serenea was the first matriarch of the Leafborn, and she was present at the first seed planting." Along with the Lord and Lady's ancestor, Destra, which is a name. Sorry, not Destra. Destra is the name that's now the Leafborns. Oh gosh, all my notes.
Paralith or something?
What?
Paralith? Maybe I spelled it weird. I thought you were talking
Wait,
about like the Lord and Lady people who were in charge.
No, yeah, sorry. It's Lord Pier and Lady Verilef. Yeah, Lord Pier is the one that's now. His ancestor was also present. And his ancestor was Lord... Where are you? Oh, there you are. Lord Bayfell. So...
And who is that Leafborn ancestor she said?
Serenea?
Serenea.
And then Lord Bayfell was the ancestor of the current
Lord and Lady.
Lord and Lady.
Who are the, like, quote-unquote rulers.
Right.
They
Got
still
it.
fall under the king, but they don't have, like, a mayor here. It's the Lord and
Okay.
Lady.
Is it the... Wait, are they married? Is this incest marriage? Or is this, like, far back history?
No, are you asking the librarian that?
No, I'm
She would've-
asking you, Leah, that.
Yeah,
This is-
she would have said it in her accent. That's the only one I can tell.
Yeah, that's when you know it's me, is if I'm not using an accent. Speaking of, by the way, I forgot that Kylie can speak otherwise without an accent in normal everyday life. So when she was, when you were just role playing, I was like, what's happening?
Oh,
this
shit.
isn't Kylie's voice.
Oh no.
Not my voice, it's not Fee's voice.
Intruder!
I know. I was like, what is this voice acting
It's
thing
my
you speak of?
facade's voice.
Yes, it was lovely. I loved it. Anyway, yes. So that's my question.
No,
to Leah.
it is not incest. The ancestor, I'm going to say the librarian walked away and left you to your own devices. If you track from the first seed, no, Lord Pier's ancestor was the Lord
Was Lord Bayfell.
Serenea. Sorry, Lady Serenea that was at the first seeding. Sorry,
Okay.
I'm getting those mixed up. Lord Bayfell was their
Yeah.
ancestor.
'Cause
Lady
Lord Pier
Serenea
is
was
an-
the Leafborn ancestor, and there
Yeah.
was a third ancestor that was there.
Yeah,
But
so,
he has no family tree.
so Lord Pier is the descendant of Lord Bayfell.
Mhm.
And then the current Leafborn family are the descendants of Serenea.
Mhm.
And then there's a third one, but there's no family tree for him.
Yes, he has
Do
a
we-
name. It's Lord Rolixon, but he has no family tree.
I am gonna let y'all did that.
Coward.
All of that.
Okay.
You guys are taking notes,
you
right?
keep track.
I am.
Just for name's
I'm
sake.
confused. But see, this works because my character also would probably not really understand what the fuck was going on. So it's
I did it.
perfect.
Alright.
Yay!
Oh, I was close on spelling that.
I was not.
But
Yeah,
isn't
you're
that
gonna have fun with Larcenea.
isn't Bayfell the ancestor?
Yes.
Of Lord
Not the
Peter.
I'm
ruling
just.
Lord?
These are the ones they're related to.
Oh, got it.
We
One
have
letter
some.
off. Nope, 2
different
months.
vowels going on, but I feel like
Yeah,
a very
that's
similar.
That's literally it.
Question. When we're looking at these family
One vowel
tree type
off.
things, do we see Opal's mother's maiden name anywhere on these family trees?
No,
For
she
any
was a
reason?
human.
She's a human.
Oh, that's right.
And you do
Yes,
notice on
she's
all
like
of
a
these that
human.
they are all
That's right.
elves.
Yeah.
We're kind of
Yeah,
looking.
that
What I'm going with first is tracking down who's still alive from
Yeah.
the
Okay.
Leafborns,
So, all of you, I don't know, give
or
me.
would have
well,
been
you're
alive
searching-
enough
You're
to
searching through all
sire
this stuff, so
her.
while you're searching, give me a history check.
Okay.
Oh, great! That stat I do so well in.
Uh-huh.
That one that I
That
absolutely.
stat that I just flat roll. So if it
Don't I
sucks,
have-
it sucks.
Oh,
Don't
look
I
at
have,
that!
like, a -1 in
Look
that?
at that sexy.
Mina,
You roll.
also,
I
when
don't
you're-
care.
History, right? What am I doing? 1 second, I'm almost there.
History.
I had to do it.
We
Come
all
on,
roll for
computer.
these, so that maybe
gosh.
somebody.
Oh yeah, I have a -1 in this
I
one.
don't care. Okay. You rolled better than me still.
Well,
My favorite number.
so, well, you all rolled terribly, but, Mina, you find a, child's version of, like, the gods we worship, which is, like, a
Ooh,
basics
nice.
version of an elf's,
It's a goddamn picture book.
of the
Awesome.
elven gods.
Oh my god, it's like that children's Bible that I got from
Yeah, and they're
every
like all
relative growing up.
pop-up and stuff like that.
Ooh, that's fun.
Like
So
one
cool.
throws magic glitter at you.
Oh my god,
um,
amazing.
But
Please tell me there's some pages that like play music.
oh yeah. You have to press a
Yes.
button, but it plays the same like little tune over and over.
Is Ely
great.
Stray in it?
she's gonna
no,
lose.
she's not.
Ah!
Same.
This is
Because
gonna-
this is
Right.
okay.
Right.
So,
Put a
She's
I
pamphlet
can
gonna
get
lose
into it
her
now, or I can get
shit.
into it later. The reason being, which you see in the children's book, you do see that this is on the basic Sildarin, which is the basic like overall elf gods and deities, which is probably what this city relies on. There are lessers, and there are the dark ones, which technically Elistre is a dark Sildarin. You don't see her that
Yeah.
way. The Drow don't see her that way. However, technically, she is a part of that pantheon. But that's for another time. These are the main ones. And if you want to, you're flipping through it. You do know that there is one that's kind of concerning. There is one that is named Shavarish. Or Shavarish. Sorry, I'm gonna butcher the name. Who is very much against the Drow.
Oh no.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh.
Quick question.
Okay. Uh-oh.
Yes.
Is Aravan in there?
That's a good question.
I believe he is.
What is
Yes,
that?
he is.
That's the trickster
He is the
Like,
the one of
the elvish
mischief,
Loki?
change, and rogues.
that we met
what's
at
funny-
the Hobbit party.
Yeah, he
And
made
what's
me
funny
cocktails.
is that he is also known to be, even though you are not an elf, he is known to be a patron as well of changelings.
Huh.
Because he is a
Uh,
shapeshifter.
Elvish gods, it's just an elvish Patreon.
Pantheon.
Pantheon.
I got you.
That can be worshipped by anyone. It doesn't have to be elves. So these are just the ones that the city has. You can most likely guess the temple has shrines, big, elaborate shrines to each one of these main ones. You haven't gone to the temple yet, so you have no idea what it looks like. But you get the feeling from what Opal has told you. And she can fill in some of the blanks here that her mother and her were both human, and well, she's half elf, so she wasn't raised, and they left the city when she was very young, so she wasn't raised in the temple atmosphere. But she does know from being close how devout a good portion of the population is. So you can take a guess that again, these names, and then this like children's version, which are very dumbed down. It doesn't go into their stories and lineages and that kind of thing. It's just the overall, here's this god, and he's the god of this, and that kind of thing.
Like just a
So-
quick summary of them all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
Okay, cool.
well, your history checks suck, so you're only gonna get the basics. You do know that the Leafborn family, the two that are the matriarch currently, is Destra and Arno. Destra is the matriarch, and Arno is her consort or husband. But a nice vague term. Basically, he doesn't have the power, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And these are the Leafborns. They're a high elf family that is known to have a pure bloodline. Meaning, not once, none of the descendants from Lady Serenea have ever married or had children with anybody but an elf.
Okay.
And they have 3 children currently, 3 adult children: Findel, Corallis, and Juna. And the oldest is Findel, and the only son. The other 2 are daughters.
Okay. Quick question.
Mhm.
Would I be able to, through the books and stuff like that, find out, did Arno take his wife's name when they married?
It's a house name basically.
Okay.
Like the title in the house stays with,
The female line.
the whoever takes charge. Without looking into picture you've looked at a family tree kind of thing, and you're getting basic information. If you were to crack open maybe a book about them, you might find something along the lines of, there was once an heir, but he passed due to illness, so the second one took over. That kind of thing. But you're not going to get any of those names because you didn't delve that deep. But you can take a guess that it's a house title that comes along with the power, but stays in the bloodline, no matter the gender.
What was the son's name?
Findel. Findel.
Yeah, spelled it right.
Can I see if I can find something on just him?
It's not gonna go. This isn't like their diaries, so you're just gonna get that he's the eldest son currently. He doesn't hold the title. His mom still holds the title, so he's not gonna have a lot of works.
Does it have
You
when
be
he was
able to
born?
find out when he was born? Yeah.
Oh, when he was born? Yeah, he's a adult elf, so you can probably guess maybe 200 years ago.
Opal, how old are you?
Opal? She's like, I'm about 30 years old.
When do elves reach maturity?
Well, they're mature. Good.
Physical or mental?
When can they produce semen to inseminate an
Whoa.
egg?
Oh,
If that's what I'm asking. I'm just trying to make sure this is biologically possible.
That got weird.
You made it weird. It was. I feel like it wasn't
we
like
were
I was
casting
like
this time.
casting magic spells or like saying like
An
in a.
elf typically claims adulthood and an adult name around the age of 100.
Okay, thanks. Okay, there's like a definitely possible making him 170 when might have been born.
Can we tell kind of sort of when Arno, like how old Arno would be?
Arno's around the same age as his wife, and they're in their 300s.
I'm leaning personally towards the sun.
I'm honestly keeping both possibilities up available because it could have been that, like with Destra having all the power, he might have gotten bored.
Yeah, but the sun might have been just like flinging around in his
Rebellious.
youth. Yeah,
So both of them are possible. I'm not leaning towards either one, but I'm very aware that both of them are possible.
I think we definitely need to do more like recon work on both for sure. Yeah. Okay.
I'm busy reading this book.
And I
That's
am
what me-
also doing a thing. Okay.
Mina got distracted. It's fine.
I wish I had like a contact in this city.
Question.
Answer.
Have we seen any other drow while walking around?
You have not. You have not seen a
Okay.
single drow.
Okay. Interesting. If we do, I will approach them. So
Yeah.
can you give me a heads up if we happen to see one?
Sure.
Thank you.
I feel like the right thing to do, or the next thing to do, is we gotta do some recon on who this, like what this family, maybe go check out their house. And then the next thing, like I don't mean go in unless they do tours, which would be really lucky. Don't know if our luck holds that strongly. And then maybe asking around at the right taverns, keeping our eyes open. Do we know like if they have like a family colors, like a specific sigil? Is there anything like that we would have gotten?
You don't get that the Leafborns have. There's not like a special sigil or shield on like their family tree or anything like that.
Mhm.
In fact, the only sigil you kind of see is what's called the sigil of the first seed, which has it's basically like one of those basic shields, but it's cut in three, to represent the three that were originally there. And one of them is a crown, one of them is a leaf, and one of them is a sword.
So the Leafs probably. Wouldn't that be wild if the Leafborn was something else? Okay.
It's the sword. Sorry.
You fell
Gosh,
into
dang
the classic blunder.
Never assume.
Opal is a little jittery, and she goes, she kind of is looking. She's looking over the same papers as you, and she points to Findel's name, and she says, "It's got to be him. It's the only way. I'm sure the matriarch would not let her husband run off on her like that. It's got to be him. We have to find things on him. I think on the map we saw where they live. They're one of the biggest families. We could go to their manor. We could go right now.
Hey!
I think
You're
I think
getting
I should
really
confront-
excited, and that's the 100% surefire way to ruin a plan. Okay? You gotta
Need to
calm
breathe.
down some, because you're gonna end up making a hasty decision that's gonna snap
Want
you
me to go?
in the ass. Mina, read your book. Tell me a new
Yes,
story.
let's go. Mina, do you want to go with me?
No.
We could go.
Oh,
No.
you-
Hey! Stop. Chill out.
I love
She calms
Mina, read
down.
your book. Shows the book back in her face.
Yes, you see Solinar magically like fire a little bow at you, but it disappears.
Ooh.
Um,
Automatically distracted again, trying to figure out where the little arrow went.
on the boat. All right, so I agree. I think that there's a high chance it could be him. But were you just listening? Maybe you didn't hear. It's also a compelling argument for Arno as well. We need to do more research. You know as well as I do, especially with these hoity-toity types, right? Barging in and demanding that somebody is your father is going to get you nowhere. Okay?
It will get
We've-
you a cell.
You even said we are here for evidence. Let's get some evidence first.
Right.
Okay.
I don't. Maybe I should go back to the boat.
Are you going to be able to handle doing this with us? Like, be honest with yourself about it. If going back to the boat would be better for you, by all means, right? But like, if you want to be here while we look up and find things, you got to be cool, man.
She takes a deep breath, and she says, "I need to start working on your boat anyway. So I should go back there. I'm no good in any kind of fight or infiltration, so
Okay.
I should go back to the boat."
Okay.
Before you go, just remember to take a deep breath. And is there anything that your mother might have said about who your father was, or any information that you possibly can think of that might help us get the evidence that you need.
She frowns and she says, I only know that she said he was dead, but I'm very sure she said that just to keep me from looking. She wasn't hateful towards elves. She said she loved an elf, but I believe she wanted me to stay far away from who my father was because she was afraid of what it would mean. I only know that we've gotten money from the city before. It's never been marked as to where it came from, but we've gotten money from someone in the city as support. But my mother would never tell me before she passed.
Do you remember if it was marked any specific way, or if it
Nope, it was
came
just
from
a bag of gold.
Did somebody consistently deliver it, or was it?
Nope, it was just a normal courier.
Okay.
Okay. Head back to the boat, and we will find what we can. And don't panic.
Yeah, and don't feel like you're not helping, because making sure that we're clear-headed to do the job is helping. Okay.
She takes another deep breath and she kind of stares at the family tree for a minute before nodding and heading out of the library.
See you later. Don't worry, they're very smart.
Did you ever figure out where the arrow went?
Oh no! I am still looking. I go back.
No, that wasn't I'm actually genuinely curious if it was like something that manifested from the book and was real. If it was just an illusion.
No, it was just it's a kid's book, so
Oh.
it's just a little illusion.
Mina dear, I think it's never. You know how sometimes like cats like playing with red dots, but the red dot's not. It's just a laser. It's a trick of the light, right? I think that.
No. Is this?
Yes. Yeah.
What
think.
is a laser toy? What is a laser?
She turns the page and sees there's an elf god there named Deep Seychelles, and there's like a little wave that appears
Ooh.
and splashes up at her.
No, I think this book is magic.
I don't feel like I haven't, but like I know that this is me, not Izzy. I know that you're not dumb because like I've heard you talk. So I think that you just start playing into this dumb trope whenever you're like, don't want to do this. It feels very tactical. Listen, as somebody who does use the dumb trope tactically, like I recognize it because I've done it.
So part of the thing with Mina to me is genuinely she will get distracted by books.
Oh.
I determined this. No, when it came, remember how we got those stupid books?
Oh yeah.
By Lockhart, and she was just completely enthralled. So it is that, and there is also definitely the part of me who is not piecing things together for some reason today. My brain's not working.
Oh, you're fine. Okay. All right. Cool.
So, yeah,
I don't know. I just didn't want you to think that like I automatically thought Mina was dumb, because I don't. I don't think that.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
She has her moments, but currently she's being distracted by a children's book. So
That's fair. That's ADHD, fam. Okay.
there you go. Oh my god, yes. She would have it though. That would do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Does Mina hyperfixate on well, she's a a paladin, so
Paladin,
yes.
yep.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's if at some point down the road y'all want to fully explain what's going on again to me, you may have to do that, because for some reason I'm just not making connections in my brain today.
So based on what we got out of the book, and
I'm gonna mute so you don't hear all the traffic. I think that's also distracting me in real life, because I'm like, oh god, everyone can hear the traffic outside. Which, by the way, anyone listening, sorry, I moved and we don't have an air conditioner yet.
So I'd be the only person. The recording hears what I hear, and I can't hear traffic at all. So
You can't?
I
Oh,
can't.
okay.
So
Okay,
you're
that
good.
makes me feel better.
Mhm.
Okay, so lay it out to me again.
From the books, what we think we've got is that Lavender Ansel may have had a relationship, even a very fleeting, long enough to conceive a child, with either Arno or Findel. Me personally, I'm putting more of my money onto Findel just because of the age he would have been when that happened. Maybe kind of gallivanting around a little bit. I want to know more about his personality and see if I can get a little bit, like, dig into there first. But Kylie, Mina made a very good, or Fee, excuse me, Fee made a very good argument about why Arno might also be one of the people, because Destra, the head bitch of this family right now, the mom, she has a really, like, kind of tight leash on Arno, and a tight collar can get very chafing. So maybe he got itchy and wanted to get out and do something else for a little while. Maybe has like a secret side family. The family also, Opal's mother and them, they've received regular funds, kind of like child support in a way, but there was no like way
Anonymous child support.
Yeah, no way to trace it back to whoever it might have been. I guess I wish we should have asked her that before she left. Was she continuing to receive those funds after her mother's death? I don't know.
We should have asked.
For me, I want to know if there's any records of when, because I'm assuming, from what I understand, did her mother live in this city, or was she always outside of this city? Because if she wasn't in the city,
so
if she wasn't in Hearthwood, then I would love to see the records.
Well,
like, the records of like when these men maybe went outside of the city, because then we could piece
like
things
a
together
trip
from there.
or something. I think that what Opal said was that her mother wasn't from Hearthwood at all, but I don't remember if she said that she like visited Hearthwood ever. I mean, it doesn't seem like it's that far away. So
I want to say she, like, it was said that she had visited, but I don't think it was ever stated if she lived here or not.
Oh, like in her youth.
I want to know, man, why did she leave? Because
we told her to. We might have to, we've got like some time. We need to do some scouting. We could go back to the boats, pass by pamphlet, or what is it? Propaganda Alley.
I want to wait to do Propaganda Alley until we have more of these questions kind of answered from her, because again, this is me, not so much Mina. I don't know if Mina would be 100% on it with this, because again, she genuinely got distracted by that children's book. But like, this Leah, you give a children's book, but like, I want to know, did her mother most likely conceive? Was the conceivement, is that even a word? Was the conceiving...
Conception?
There you go, thank you. It's been a long week. Did that happen in Hearthwood, or did that happen outside of Hearthwood? Because that could be a determining factor of, like, does she know when it probably happened and where?
Opal told you guys they did live in the city until they left, when Opal was very young.
Okay,
That's right.
They said that's why she didn't remember much of the city, is she was very young when they left.
Okay. Do we know, does she know a rough time about, like, when that would have probably happened? Because, like, if one of these two was not in town at the time, then that would automatically mean the other one, right? Like,
Oh, you mean like if one was away at war for like 4 years?
Yeah, exactly.
Fighting the bloody Saxons.
I think another question. As somebody writing down these questions, I hope. Another thing I want to know, kind of nowish though, is like I kind of want to look and see if the library has any books on the Leafborn family, like more recently published, that might also include like a portrait of the family. You know,
Yeah.
rich people like
It's a
taking fancy
library.
pictures. Hey,
So-
okay, you
Propaganda-
found a
propaganda
children's
square.
picture book, and you're
About the
trying to tell
gods,
me
so...
that we can't find like a
Well,
biography
because
of
you're getting it, you're
the
getting deeper
Leafborn
into family
family?
stuff that's not going to be public record.
A picture? A picture? Why am I
Like
arguing
a
with God?
portrait of the family is probably not going to be kept in, like, I
Oh.
mean, I guess
Oh.
you can find very small ones,
Yeah.
but if it's a portrait done by an artist, it's going to be hanging in the house.
No, I mean like some like you know how like some
But-
books have like biographies have pictures of the people in them.
There's
That's
no
what I mean.
cameras in my world.
But if we go to propaganda
Alytha.
square, this is one of the main families of this whole town. So I would assume
You also could talk
there's
to
at least
somebody.
Some pamphlets.
I
Yeah,
refuse
wanna
to
go talk
acknowledge that at
people in
librarian.
Propaganda square. I mean, I'll go talk to her.
I love
She'll
that
just
you
tell me
guys
what to
and the
say.
teacher especially rely so heavily on the library, except the librarian, and what might be available in publicly written and published books. However, you are asking the library and God in general for things that are not going to be that easily public knowledge. Instead of
Propaganda
using a
square.
resource that would be more readily available.
Maybe if God loved us.
Maybe if you were more social. You fuckers haven't even tried a bar.
I did mention a tavern. It's on the list.
I want to go to propaganda square and ask all the people.
Are you
there
fighting with the narrator?
Yeah.
God's getting heated.
Why does Izzy hate librarians? What happened?
Oh, it's a deep-seated my own thing.
Wait,
issue.
you hate librarians?
Yes.
I love librarians.
Well, okay. So a lot of like
Oh God, not on recording.
a lot of
No.
personal
We'll bring this up later.
strife has come from the seedy people who keep track of the books like little dragons.
You look over and the nice elderly elf is just like stamping away, smiling and humming to herself.
Adorable.
You know that's
Such
how
a
they get
terror.
you.
She's helping out a little elf girl look for a children's book.
Okay,
We all
I'm
have
gonna
tr-
say, Mina has been listening to everyone while y'all have been talking through this. Then she just looks up and she goes, "You want me go talk library? I ask questions. I no mind. I can tell her about my goddess. Maybe that will make her like us very much, and she will say, "Oh, I give you answers to all."
Actually, I wonder if she'd be like partial to gossip. Because kind of what we need is gossip right now.
I don't know. You could try asking.
Yeah. I like
The
it.
question is, do we want the drow to be asking, or do,
Shit.
do we want Fee to
Can't
be
we just like
asking?
put some like makeup on you?
God damn it. She is
Remember-
completely purple.
Mina doesn't think anything about it. It's more me because I'm sitting here.
you know
like,
what?
I don't want us to get in trouble in this elf world.
I
get put in jail
think-
because of racism.
That if anything, it's worth a shot. And if it goes bad, we'll deal with that. We'll just get out of here. I mean, we've pretty much got all we can from this library anyway, so honestly, it'd be kind of fun to piss off the librarian. So yeah, I'm for it.
You have a problem.
Yeah, I was gonna say I love librarians. They're wonderful.
My cousin's a librarian.
Who?
That's so cool.
My cousin.
Well, I'm sure she's
I
lovely.
was friends with all
I'm
my
sorry, I don't
librarians.
know where my tangent is taking me right now. I'm gonna.
Kylie.
I just like heard.
All except my aunt Sally. Homemaker? Librarian?
Librarian.
Homemaker.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I would like a get out of jail free card on the last sentence I said, and I'm gonna just get off this topic.
For our audience at home,
Yeah.
deep-seated librarian phobia.
I
We are
have
very sorry.
I have 3 get out of jail free cards, and I'm using one of them now.
It doesn't work on actual RPG jail, so
No,
if you
yeah,
guys
no.
get in trouble and end up in jail, that's not how it works. Anyway, so you guys, I'm guessing, leave the library since you're not getting the information you're looking for. You're getting
Thought we were-
basically
Oh, I
historical
thought she was
information.
gonna talk to her first. Yeah.
Oh,
I was gonna go
well,
talk
I
to her.
couldn't tell.
Yeah. Okay, so I go up to the librarian and I say, "Hello, it is good to see you again, and thank you for all the help you have given. I really love this book. It is very cool." And I hold up the book about the gods, which has nothing to do with what we asked her about.
Why don't you speak to her in
Um,
Sylvan?
Oh, you mean Elvish?
Oh yeah,
Good, I
either.
didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
I speak Sylvan.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Sylvan's
yeah,
old
okay.
Elvish. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Like ancient Elvish.
I guess
Regular.
let me.
Regular Elvish.
Yeah, so let me switch to that. Good point. I go, well, hello, my fine lady. I must say that I really enjoyed your library. In fact, I believe it has very many helpful things. I particularly like this book. You know, it's very different from what I'm used to. In fact, I have a goddess of my own. Her name is Elistrei, and I think you would love her. She is really, really very good goddess, and she just believes in helping everyone, and I give her a pamphlet. I say, if you have any questions, you're always welcome to find me. But actually, I have some other questions for you that my good friends over there kind of formulated in their heads, if you have the time.
I do a little wave and try to look
Give me a
cheerful.
Persuasion check, Mina.
Okay.
Am I helping
how
with
that
my
goes.
little wave?
No. You are afraid of her, so no.
Hey,
That's
there
fair.
you go. Not horrible.
When you start speaking Elvish, she perks up a little bit, almost as if she didn't expect you to be speaking it.
Yeah.
And might have been thinking something differently about you. But she also sees the book in your hands. So she, when you present the pamphlet, she recognizes it. She's a librarian, so she knows, beyond the basics. She recognizes it, and she nods as if like accepting something. And she says, "Well, thank you for your interest in the library. That is a very popular book with our younger generation. It is copied over and over, for it is a wonderful introduction for our youth into the culture that is Hearthwood. We are a quite devout city, and our gods keep us quite safe. What questions do you have of me? I can answer as best I can."
Oh, well, thank you very much. Actually, most of our questions have to do with some of the people here in this town. You see, we are all here from out of town. As my friend said earlier, we're kind of looking into her roots, so to speak, because her family members actually came from here. And the rest of us are kind of along for the journey to really get to know everything about where her folks came from, you see. So, we believe that my friend over there may actually have some relation to this Leaf family. I kind of turn and I look and like give that face. Yes, Leafborn, this Leafborn family. She thinks maybe a distant relative or so, maybe there. So she would really love to get a little bit more information about what has happened with this family in the long run, because distant relatives, right? We're always curious. So, you happen to know if we could see maybe a painting of any of the family members, or maybe get a little more information on who they are and what they do? Smile.
She looks to the friends and she says, "Well, the family that has the widest tree, I should say, is our Lord and Lady, who are our Lord, mainly Lord Pier, and his many siblings, have the widest stretch among our city. However, the Leafborns were not. We are, as most elves, we are quite long-lived. However, we are capable of having children among those centuries. So, the Leafborn only have their 3 children currently. To know, we don't we don't know much about their private lives because that would be quite rude to ask. However, I do know from public announcements or gossip columns in certain disreputable
Yes.
publications. She kind of like shoves some like magazine looking things kind of under her paperwork. She gets bored. And
Like
Findel,
Bridgerton.
the eldest, is the only one currently in the city. His two sisters are not here. One is on the coast, the island's coast, sailing with her crew and establishing trade with other elven cities. And the other is with her cousins in the capital. So Findel would be the only one that would be seen in the city besides his parents.
Okay.
Again, I can't speak too much to the private life. However, current gossip is, and she looks around just to make sure nobody's listening, kind of
I
leans
look
in.
around too.
Current gossip says that Findel has become quite interested in becoming one of the clergy, a priest in the central
Oh.
temple.
Oh,
But that
interesting.
could change in an instant. Most believe that Destra would never let her eldest son join the cloth.
Oh,
The
I see.
Leafborns. Here, you see. Give me a perception check, actually, really quick.
Okay. And I
Are-
totally have a question.
Are we
from
able
you.
to hear any of this, or are we too far away?
It's all in Elvish, so no, technically.
Oh, true. Yeah.
But I'll tell you.
Oh
everything.
fuck yeah!
Oh my god.
You see
Wait.
as soon as she like thinks about the Leafborns in this way really quick, you kind of see her lip curl a little bit. She says the Elfborns aren't known to regularly attend to the temple and proper worship. She looks to her little shrine. It's very unbecoming of a. I'm saying too much. That is not appropriate for me to say.
No, but I
we
understand.
just don't see
I
them
understand.
often in the temple, nor do they have any family shrines upon their grounds,
Oh, well,
which is out of the norm for the descendants of the original three.
yes, that is very curious. Now you have intrigued me, and I hope you don't mind me asking you this, but if the current gossip is that he wants to possibly join the church, was it always this way, or since this seems to be a bit of a shock, was he perhaps like a playboy of sorts back in the day, or anything like that? Like, did anyone pick up that this might be happening?
Oh, it is semi-recent. As you know, us elves have long lives, so recent could be anywhere between 10 to 50 years. His more publicized interest has been recent. However, it was some decades back, after losing someone very close to him, that something changed. It was mentioned in the gossip columns that he was not seen in public as much. But his mother just reassured everyone it was his loss of a very close friend.
When you say loss, do you mean a death?
Well, we're not sure. There was some time ago he had a very close friend who they would be in the city all the time. If you were talking about young youthful elves that would go out and probably drink themselves, he was accompanied by another elf named Scarbo, who was not a noble, who had quite the reputation for being a partier. But Scarbo, unfortunately, died, according to the records, during the last war with the Necromancer.
Oh, what a shame. Do you know if any of Scarbo's friends are still around? This sounds awful, and I really hope that his other friends are doing okay.
I would not know. He was not a noble, so the gossips don't talk much about them.
Understandable. Question. This loss of a friend, would that have been maybe around 30 years ago or so?
I'd have to check my... And she glances at the magazine. Records? Quite possibly.
I kind of like this librarian.
See?
See? Yeah. Okay.
You're right.
And
There's just I've only dealt with bitches before, y'all. Come on.
it sounds like it. Which is that's such a shame, Nikki. I'll find a really cool librarian. I'll introduce you. Um, okay. And other than that, would you say that
Well,
But
the
the
war
war-
was 34 years ago, so you can kind of take a guess
4
that
years ago?
if he died during the war, then
Hmm.
it was about the same time.
Yeah, because in my head, I'm like, could it be that he technically lost two very good friends around the same time? One being Scarbo, and the other one not being a death, but losing the mom. Obviously, I'm not saying this out loud.
Yeah,
This is me
She had
thinking
to, like,
out
leave
loud.
the city.
You guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I wonder. But okay. Well, that's.
I will tell you though, and she's very happy to tell you this. I will tell you, his
Please.
family was not pleased with his company. Scarbo was, of course, never welcomed in the manor.
What a shame. That is so silly. Don't you think? Don't you think it's just so silly when you have all these class things, eh?
Well, and she looks a little guilty almost. She says, "Well, this city, I am one of learning. I love sharing the books with anybody who comes in curious of their contents. And because I work here, I would never judge one by its cover." She stumbles a little bit. And she says, there is a system in this city, and it has worked for some and not worked for others. The system, unfortunately, or fortunately, because they are our guides, is topped by our clergy. And they take, they counsel the nobles, and the nobles set forth rules for merchants and soldiers and craftsmen. And unfortunately, at the bottom are the laborers. She's basically telling you that this city has a
okay.
caste system.
Yeah, yep. And that the clergy knows all the gossip.
That's like
what she's
scholar.
Or the clergy's at the top.
scholar bastards.
Well, it's not scholars, it's clergy at the top.
It's clergy.
And the nobles here, you get the point. The
interesting.
nobles are the descendants of those three, and or those who have gotten enough money and power through marriage and trade to become nobles.
Yeah.
Ask her like if or where Findel like usually spends most of his time right now. If she maybe knows.
Yeah, that's good. Do you happen to know where Lord Findel often spends time nowadays? It's not for any weird reasons. It's just, it would be nice for my friend over there to maybe even just catch a glance of someone that she's distantly related to. Like those moments, right? It's very fun to be like, oh, look.
I'm related
You really
to.
should look into
cousin.
25 and me. Elves have extra chromosomes. And she says, well, the gossip writers have suggested that he's seen more in the church. However, that's difficult to say when a good portion of the city spends time in the church. But he has not been seen many other places, such as galas and social events. But I'm sure if you were to be near the church at some point, you might be able to see where he goes. But he is connected in many ways. So if he were to find routes or paths and go without being seen, he would know better than many.
All right. And do you happen to remember what class this Scarbo was?
She says, I do
perhaps
not know.
like to pay
That's-
respects,
I do not know if the classes aren't exactly marked unless they were particularly proud of their career or craft. And if they were, they might be in the cemetery down by the roots.
Okay. Okay. This is
So
great
you can
to
take
know.
a guess that they don't bury people in the tree. So,
Yeah,
what she's talking about is there is a cemetery at the roots of the giant tree.
Okay. I want to go check out his grave, guys. At some point, I want to go see if Fendel just happens to be down there, kind of thing. See if we can find out any info there.
Yeah, I mean, if we ever head back to the ship, we can
That's true.
make a detour.
Well, that would be the other side of the trunk.
Oh crap.
Oh.
Well,
This would be the roots onto the land. So
we'd at
I'll
least
draw
still be
the
that
tree at
time.
some point, like really roughly.
We'll at least
and-
still be heading downward.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, before I stop talking to her, are there any other questions y'all probably would have told me beforehand to ask? Like anything else you want to know?
I can't think of anything.
I can't think of anything right now.
Do we want to ask anything about the dad?
I feel like we got a lot.
Yeah, I feel like we've got a fair amount because if it ends up not panning out, then we know it's probably the dad. But the more that she's talking, it kind of sounds like it sounds like it's gonna be the son. But I still don't know.
Oh, my bad. I thought
Could
you
be
were
a
literally
red
calling Findel the dad.
No, talking
Oh,
about
no,
like
no,
if
no.
she's wanting to ask about
Arno.
Arno.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I'm leaning more into maybe, yeah, just to like hedge our bets. And be like, hey,
Maybe
like
ask about the dynamic between the
the
matriarch
Lord and Lady. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a line forming
so I say
behind
to her-
Mina.
Yeah. Oh crap. Just a final question, I suppose. Do you happen to know? Have you heard? Are the Lord and Lady quite happy? Do they seem to get along quite well?
She's just
Like,
gonna
is
give
this
you
a
a
good
subscription
marriage?
now.
Yeah, give me a subscription. Just do it, dude. I don't know where you'd mail it, but like, go for it.
Well, they're nobility, and they don't share usually marital, you know, disruptions or anything like that. But they have been married for many, many years.
Feels like that's
So-
all they do in our our realm. Like this place don't believe in TMZ. Nice.
Okay.
There you go.
What is? Oh, it's the tree. Okay, there we go. Nice. What's that last? Oh, the cemetery. Oh my god, I love it. I love. The
I hate
little
it.
So cute.
That's going in the trash. Anyway,
We also did it in like a minute.
Yeah, it's really helpful. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so I suppose that is it for now. If we think of anything else, we may come back and visit. Is there any questions that you have for us? I'm sure I don't know if you get very many people from the areas in which we are from, so I want to ask you just to make sure, because you've been so helpful.
She looks you over, and she then looks at the pamphlet you gave her, and she said, if you would like to pay your respects, tomorrow is Temple Day, which is fantasy equivalent of Sunday. But it is our day to dedicate to our deities, and if you are feeling the need, I will tell you that there is a smaller temple in a it's a lesser visited part of the town.
I love how
that-
she's trying to be so nice about it. This
trying to be PC about it. That it has a shrine to Ilistre, with a, I know from various people telling me of the architecture, there is a moon roof. That's the best way of it. Moon window, and I'm sure
Ooh,
it is
lovely.
basically an oculus.
God, that's so
And
cool.
I'm sure if you would love to pay your respects, you would be welcomed there.
Oh, well, thank you so much. That is lovely. Well, if you ever want to join me in doing something like that, you let me know. Maybe I can join you with your god too. And this could be a very fun day. Smile, smile. And I like point at her little altar. That's
Yeah, he is it is she actually she pulls out a I should just say she pulls
Yes.
out a pamphlet and hands it to you, and that is Labellus, which is the god of
I
time,
totally
longevity,
spelled that wrong.
and history.
That's so cool. Oh, well, thank you. I will read up on this later. Well, you have been an unbelievable help. What was your name?
God damn it, I hate you guys.
Well, good farewell, goddammit, I hate you guys. How's that spelled?
Hold on 1 second. I gotta hold on, I gotta correct Sam there. And then not that it's a big deal.
Correct my spelling. It was bad.
My name is Rosaline, but you can just call me Roz.
Oh my god.
Love you.
Perfect. Perfect. Well, thank you very much, Rose. You have been a treasure and a treat. Okay, well, we're going to toodaloo now, but perhaps we will see you later. And again, thank you so much for all your help. And I
You
wave,
are quite welcome.
and I walk back over to the girls and I go, I think I know it is the son. It is the son. He is he is do things and now he be a priest maybe. He's in church. And then I actually explain everything that I just heard in a much easier to understand way. Here we go. So y'all know everything I heard. I tell you all of it. Might have taken a little longer to get the points across, but you
Okay.
know it.
Okay. So
There
then,
we go.
need to go to the temple, it looks like.
Yeah, she did say tomorrow is Temple Day, so that is a good sorry, it's not a good it's a day where a good portion of the city, closes shop or stops working, that kind of thing, and goes and does prayers or worship or meditation or even offering and that kind of thing.
Yeah, well, I also kind of want to go before tomorrow if it seems like that's a day that it's busier on and he's trying to, like, be more, like, out of the public view.
Yeah, I didn't think to ask. Is this a situation where like there is a main church, like a head church? Is that where he goes, or is it like a temple for a specific god?
It's a central temple called I had a name for it. There it is. The Central Temple of Radiant Council. And you got
that
the
one,
feeling
yeah.
that it is a temple to the main pantheon. So without going to see it, you don't know what it looks like. But it's not just a single god. It's the pantheon itself. And different people will give praise and thanks and wishes and prayers to different gods, sometimes depending on their situation, sometimes depending on their devoutness. You get the feeling that the librarian focuses on one because he's more of a patron to her. Workers might have different ones for weather, or if they're looking for help with a decision. Nobles or scholars might look at different one for help, or there's different ones for death and healing and that kind of thing. So it really there's ones for harvest and
Gotcha.
gardening. So it kind of depends on the situation. They will go to whoever they need to, unless they're like super devout for some reason, kind of like Mina is.
Like
Even though her
me.
goddess really only covers a handful of things, she is a follower. And you can get the guess that there are certain priests that follow a single one, and there could be a head priest that helps others be guided to one, or just praise all of them.
Okay. One thing I realized, we still don't know what this dude looks like. So, should we maybe stop by Propaganda Square and see if anyone just happens to have like a weird propaganda pamphlet with his picture on it before we go to the temple?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds like a good idea.
Okay.
At least get like
Okay.
a vague idea.
Yeah. Can try it. We can try it out. Okay, cool.
All right, so you guys share information. You know what's going on, mostly, and you head after finding another map. You head to what's called the Propaganda Craftsman Square, and it is this
Amazing,
square
amazing.
of buildings and stalls that is basically surrounded by, yeah, I would say half a dozen small paper mills.
So it's a pamphlet square. It's a pamphlet square.
There is a huge chunk of magic circulating here, and you don't see any logs or anything going in. You actually do see, if you see anything, you see carts of paper trash or thrown away scrolls, maybe even crumpled up pamphlets and that kind of thing, going into parts of these mills or buildings, and then you can kind of guess the magic within is turning them into crisp clean. And you see this, I'm going to say this is kind of like a picture, like a U shape of buildings, and then a square in the middle with stalls kind of facing the center, and then one open side. But there is a almost like a display table for that. That is said that does say current works. And they're like samples of what the craftsmen in the square are currently working on. And so it has like what it is. So you'll see some that are pamphlets that are all like unfolded, and underneath it says which craftsman it is. And so there's pamphlets, there's like one or two posters, and then there is also a I don't want to say magazine. That sounds too modern, but basically, like a gossip brochure kind of thing. That looks like is a very, very small amount of pages. Like it's not a full-on magazine. They don't sell ads and stuff like that. But they all look like they've been hand done in one way or another. And yes, you do see pamphlets. So this looks like a place that people can come and commission or order pamphlets for one reason or another, or pick them up, as well as posters or sending out things.
That's awesome. Oh my god, that's awesome.
Yeah, we have a
I'm just, like-
theocracy and a propaganda machine, literally.
I just say that, like, when people are turning their backs at their stalls, Mina's just, like, setting one of her pamphlets down and slowly walking off. Each stall.
Yeah, you don't
You
like
walk through.
comparing your pamphlet to the craftsman's offerings available. You don't see any that look like the one you have.
That's because my pamphlets are special. And
He
magical.
leans over to Izzy.
So we know she does not make them like these. We still need to figure out where the hell she gets them from.
It's the real mystery of the campaign, guys.
Basically, Fee's goal is to figure out where the hell all your pamphlets come from.
Oh my god, that's funny. Okay, so Mina turns and looks probably at Izzy, because I view you as Tyrion Lannister. And she goes, "Okay, Izzy, how we find pamphlet with face? What do you think?" Fee, you too. You have to She looks and nods like, "Oh, sorry, forgot about you, but I didn't forget about you, but I just feel like our halfling is just so intelligent." That look.
Would we? What do we know the Leafborns do right now? Like, what
Be
business are they in?
aristocrats.
Oh.
Well, you know that they are investors in the airship town, Coal Bank. And otherwise you haven't asked anything else, so...
So
Yeah, oops.
maybe airships first, and then. Honestly, let's just start somewhere. Yeah, airships first, and then just keep moving around and see what we can find.
All right, everybody, give me a perception check.
Have to open up my sheet.
Hey! Nat 20, nat
Nice.
20.
Nice.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
you see,
my mess.
Izzy, you're looking around. The other two, you see a good chunk too. But Izzy, you're looking around, and you do see an air and a pamphlet for airships, and it says it's basically advertising Coalbank, and gives a list of the engineers and inventors that are currently working there, and kind of their current bids on possible airships. And there's some that have pictures that are schematics. But very basic schematics, as well as like customizations that they've added. And you do see that there are a few that have been marked invested in, because it's kind of a big name. They've marked invested in by the Leafborns.
Cool.
Okay, let's head over there.
It's just the people making the pamphlets. They don't know much.
But are there any pictures in the pamphlets?
Of the airships.
Any for the family?
Why would there be pictures of the family here?
Because they're
Is there a
'Cause
chance
they're
that we can
investors.
find some gossip pamphlets?
Ooh, I like that plan.
You do see that there is that
Considering
gossip.
that there's quite a bit of a fuss about Findel going into the clergy.
That's true.
With your nat 20, Izzy, you
Thank
do
you.
notice that the gossip brochure kind of thing, the one that is like a little booklet with like a few more pages, it does have in it, you flip through it a little bit, and there's a few different things. You get like kind of like the National Enquirer kind of stuff. You see disappearances in middle of the lake, lower cast members going missing.
People
must
are
be the
mind
Ents.
controlled by
Yeah.
outside forces, constantly deciding what to do, and everybody keeps talking about this thing called a D20. What is a D20?
Yeah, you see things about an Ent bear coming up and stealing children from the city, and rumors of somebody poisoning parts of the tree, radical elves that want to bring down the roots, that kind of thing. But you do see one that shows a picture of an elf who is nicely dressed. He is the normal tall, with short blonde hair. He doesn't have like the long hair. And he is carrying himself very proudly, even though he's dressed a little more plainly than a noble would. And he appears to have been caught walking somewhere. So he looks a little worried. But it's just a picture. It's not Harry Potter. It doesn't move. And below it says, Findel caught once again heading towards the church, not on Temple Day. What his reasons for going so frequently? Who's to tell? Rumors say that his father might be sick, or he prays for his sister's safe return. Could there be something brewing in the house? Only the matriarch will know. And that's pretty much all you get.
But it's an
But you do
actual
know
picture.
what Findel looks like.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. Hell yeah.
Keep
Boom.
this pamphlet.
Shakalaka.
Okay.
Now
Well.
we have a face.
Yeah, we know what to look for. Ooh, you could probably even turn into him too.
But you
That
kind of
would
like.
be- I
Given
didn't
the
think about
rumors in
that.
this city, you kind of feel that might be a bad idea.
No, I'm not saying
Yeah.
don't do that,
Also-
Your
but
eyes widened, like, I could.
I,
no, I'm not saying do it. I'm just
I
saying
could
it's like
do.
possible. It's like saying I could technically light off bottle rockets right now in the middle of the square. It's not what I'm gonna do. But
Yeah, it's very
Used
true.
to.
I could make my face look like that,
hmm.
but I feel like that would be ill-advised.
oh no, yeah, for sure.
You think they would be confused because you would be short?
Yay.
You think any excuse to like, yep, not gonna do it. I'd be too short.
But it would be funny.
It would be very funny, which we will keep for the sake of the boat alone. For our own enjoyment.
That's funny. Love it.
Okay.
Okay.
Shall we go
So-
to the temple district to see if we can spot him?
But did we see anything else interesting at the pamphlet place? Was there anything else that would have stuck out?
There's pamphlets for different gods. So you get the feeling that this is where they spread a good portion, or this is how they spread a good portion of their knowledge, having to do with the gods of the city.
Can
Okay.
we see if there's a pamphlet for the trickster?
There is not currently one. No, it seems like the displays are showing various gods, but not all of them.
I just now remembered that, like, that's a thing with you,
What?
Mina. The trickster, the traveler, that thing.
Huh? Yes?
Yeah, I literally just now it like hit like dynamite.
No,
fact
the
that I
traveler is
got the
changeling. The
cocktails
trickster's
from
somebody
that guy?
else.
Oh, I thought that she
Oh.
was trying
The
to
trickster
find.
is an elf god that does. He is a kind of
Shit.
patron for changelings, but the traveler is a mysterious god that does not have a race. That's just known as the traveler, and is known to changelings as the original person who gave them their ability to change.
Fuck.
It's all very confusing, I know, but I've looked this up.
No, I'm more disappointed at like. Look at what I remember. Nope.
Yeah, sorry to confuse everybody. The trickster actually has a name, and he is known as also the trickster, but his name is actually Erevan, and he's known for mischief, change, and rogues. Patron of bards, elves, revelers, rogues, sorcerers, and tricksters, yeah, that kind of thing. The traveler, again, does not have a race. He's just an overall he's called the most mysterious god, but he's the one, lore-wise, who has given the ability to change to changelings.
Yes.
I'm the most
It was to
interesting man alive.
It was to protect the mother of the mother of the 1,000 and all of her children. He gave them the ability to change.
It's cool.
Nice.
Anyway, but no, you don't see a pamphlet to him. It seems like they're only working on like 3 or 4 gods today.
Ah. Okay.
I've left a pamphlet at every single stall.
Jesus.
It's like it reminds me of like pin trading at Disney World.
Do any
Oh my
of the
God, it
small vendors notice that she's leaving her own pamphlet?
You get like almost an evangelizing vibe out of a lot of these. Like they many of them will take these pamphlets if they start to go traveling, just so they can leave the mark of their god somewhere.
It's like a chick track. I'm telling you guys, that's what we're doing.
Actually, Mina, give me a perception. No, give me a history check really quick.
See,
Oh, that's awful.
I love when there's like the question mark in the voice.
you flew
Well,
too close
it'll
to the
depend on
sun.
the answer I give. So
Flew too,
Yeah.
flew too close to the sun, Icarus.
I know. I was gonna say, yeah, because if she had let me do perception, I would have +2, but I'm doing history, so I have a -1. Here we go.
Let's get in it.
if you can give me a good reason for
Oh my
perception, never mind.
You wasted all your good rolls talking to the librarian.
I mean, the other 2, if you want to try, you two can give me a perception check, because this wouldn't be history for you.
Here we go.
Oh yeah. Hey,
Whoa!
Jesus.
Izzy.
that's
Alright,
the thing
so
I'm
Izzy-
good at. You know what it is? I'm on my toes, keeping my eyes
So
out.
it's very obvious, Izzy, that you've noticed that there are no other drow in the city so far. Like, you haven't scoured the city, but it would be incredibly obvious if you saw another drow. You don't see any. However, you do notice that the pamphlet that Mina is holding and these pamphlets here are very similar. Not exact. There's no craftsmen that are on par with the same thing. But you can almost take a guess that the influence of pamphlet making might have been put on Mina at some point, or maybe somebody who gave her a pamphlet, at some point, so basically I'm saying it's possible that a drow were here at some point.
Holy shit.
And I'm only
That's
giving
why
you that
we
because you
had-
got a 20.
That's why we have better pamphlets, because they're
If
just
you had got
copyright.
if you had gotten a high history check, it would have been a different answer.
What? Damn it. That's cool, though. That's dope.
So this is what I'm giving this answer to Izzy because it's her perception of things.
Okay, so
The history answer would have been different.
I
Oh,
think
man.
that maybe this is something that like carried over from whenever y'all first maybe like I don't know crossed the or went into the. I don't claim to know anything about your guys' culture or any of your shit. This is all basically just like an outsider throwing shit at a wall. But what I think maybe.
Propaganda.
Yeah, well, again, what I think maybe is that, like, you know how, like, there are some things that carry over? And we could, like, get into universal consciousness, too, with this, but, like,
with
like
the-
maybe this carried over
With the
from,
10, Mina, I'll give you the basic overview.
Yeah.
You remember being given your first pamphlet. You don't remember who or when, but you didn't make it. You were given it.
Holy mo- I'm just assuming that my goddess created pamphlet making. Illustre created pamphlet making. And she spread
obviously.
the word of the holy pamphlet.
Not only do we dance naked in the moonlight, we also make pamphlets.
We get it
Pamphlet.
almost every night
That's so cool.
when the moon is big and bright. Oh, Jesus,
Can't believe
Luna.
I incorporated this into
Make
my
the
world.
pamphlets
Listen,
alright.
night.
Oh my god. This is a part of the story now.
It's
It's officially part of the
canon.
mythos. Look at this. It is. It's canon.
Hymn. It's a hymn for the followers of Illustre.
Oh my god, that's
God
awesome.
damn it.
We will make the pamphlets and they will bring the people and we will spread the joy.
My
That's how-
pamphlet is an awesome pamphlet. It was made. Okay, sorry.
On 25-pound paper.
Recycled.
What have we done?
Oh my god.
Recycled paper, yes. Recycled paper.
Okay, so
Oh,
that's
that's
what you
fantastic.
get from the Propaganda Craftsman Square.
That's so cool. I love it, man. That's awesome. Okay, great. I would say that I'm cool with it now. If we want to continue on, we can. I got my joy.
Do you think like Leah like spends like 20 minutes after session with us just like screaming in a mirror?
Imagine she doesn't.
Only my pillow knows.
But I can't say what she does when she leaves the house in the morning.
I gave them everything.
I need an Irish coffee.
We're the reason she has Irish coffee in the morning instead of coffee.
There you go. Oh my god.
Okay. We have a face,
Think- I
right?
think we're all good in the pamphlet place. So we have a face. We have
Yes.
some information.
Are there any other gossip rags?
No, there was only that one today.
Only that one. Okay.
We're taking that with us, right?
Oh yeah, no, for sure, it's in my
Did you
pocket.
take the display?
Oh, it's a
Yes.
display.
Just like the little booklet.
We can't buy one, or like just like
You
trade
can buy one. You gotta go to the craftsman. Yeah, you go to the craftsman. You buy one for like 1 gold.
I'll take it.
Can
Yeah.
I just trade one of my pamphlets for their pamphlet?
No, this is a that we don't deal in those. We do the actual news. As
But
he
my
points to the
pamphlet
picture.
is
He
very
points to the
nice.
picture of the Ent bear.
This- That's awesome.
Where is the evidence that this is the actual news?
You're asking.
We're not one of those
right
fake news pamphlets.
questions.
Fake news.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, well, good. Wait, who? So, oh, we still have some, like, gold that's the party gold, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just use that to get the pamphlet.
Okay.
That
I mean, I
works.
honestly
It was
was
just 1
like
gold, yeah.
gonna start. Just I don't know. It seemed like an interesting read.
Okay,
Yeah, the magazine
well,
costs
let's be
money. The
fair.
pamphlets they hand out like freaking
The
cookies.
magazine.
Yeah.
I meant the magazine.
Smell like lollipops.
Okay.
Amazing. Okay, great. So, got the thing. I want to know if Izzy finds any other fantastic gossip.
No, yeah, no. I'm looking through it as we're walking back or walking to wherever.
It's terrible stuff about like the sea monster that's in the middle of the lake, or the airships actually being a ploy by the Arakakra people to observe us with the, that kind of thing.
Amazing. Chemtrails.
Yep. Somebody says the airships are actually leaving chemtrails.
Oh my
They're
god,
called-
guys! Do you
they
see
said
this?
the airships are leaving arcane trails that are actually used to.
The airships are bad for the environment, y'all. Are we sure we want to get into this?
Oh my goodness, I don't know.
Yeah, there's a thing going around called fracking. That is actually.
Spells cause cancer.
Yep.
I don't know what that is, but it sounds bad. That's so funny, oh my god.
Okay, so you guys leave the propaganda square. Where are you heading?
Okay, y'all, do we want to go to the temple, or do we want to go to the cemetery for some reason? Do we want to check out the cemetery at all?
I personally was leaning towards temple, but we could go to the
Leaning towards
cemetery.
temple too, and then maybe if we wanted to.
What are we
what
hoping to
time
get
of day
from
is
the
it?
cemetery?
It is afternoon. You guys were sailing in the morning. You got to Coalbank, kind of midday, and then sailed from there to Hearthwood, which isn't too terribly far away by boat. So it is kind of late afternoon, early evening. So the day is winding down.
Because I was thinking we could go to the temple, just kind of see if we spot him for a bit, and then obviously we're not going to do any infiltrating today.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
We can go back to the ship with a long detour to the cemetery if we absolutely want to.
Okay.
And then we can kind of catch Opal up on everything we've learned. Because I also just randomly had a thought. I have no idea if it would possibly work.
Okay.
So, if we were able to either get Opal to give me a well enough description, or possibly have a portrait
Her
of her
mother?
I could see about getting any possible response out of Findel if I happen to be in his vicinity.
It's so fucking cheeky. I love it.
But I have to have a decent enough description to know what she looked like.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Preferably a portrait.
Yeah,
Maybe
so I
she's
think,
got like a locket.
yeah, you could even wear it around your neck.
No, I meant more like she's got like the daughter's got a
Opal
locket
probably
of her
has a-
mother.
That's what I'm
Maybe.
saying.
So-
You could wear the locket around your neck and see if he sees it, if the picture is visible, if she has one. Yeah, I mean, the only reason I brought up the cemetery thing was just to get an idea about this friend a little bit more in case we
Yeah,
want to.
Scarbo.
Like if we want to, because maybe if we find his grave, it'll explain a little bit more about where he comes from, so we could go interview people there, but we could always do that after we talk to Findel first. Like, if he won't talk, we'll do our behind-the-scenes detective work.
See, I thought you were gonna like be like, let's cast Speak with Dead or something.
Oh, wait, can I do that? I don't think I can do that. What are my spells? I don't remember my spells. What are my spells?
I mean, it has been 2 weeks, so it's kind of valid.
Are any of us into necromancy?
I just stab things pretty well.
Can do spare the dying, but I don't think that.
I deal with the
I'm into
elements a
creating
lot.
corpses.
So necromancer armies in the making.
Corpse production.
Yeah,
That's
not
awesome.
really into corpse acquisition. Okay.
Oh
My
god, we're
goodness.
all insane.
Well, no, I don't have anything that can
Come
make
on!
dead people come
Inside!
back to life.
Sorry.
Yeah, inside.
I was yelling at the dog. I usually mute myself, but I ran out of time just then.
It's okay. Okay. Yeah, so let's head to the temple, yeah?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so you head towards the temple, which is a larger building. It's the one when you're looking at the map just north of the castle. It is very big, and it is circular with these kind of little offshoots. And when you enter, there is a large central area with kind of an arena style pulpit is the best word I can find in the center. However, attached or off from the center are alcoves that are quite large, that have very ornate shrines to each of the main deities. And you can see people. It's evening, so there's not a lot of people here. There's some priests and priestesses here in robes. Kind of. Some have ones that have the sigils of certain gods. Some have ones that are just, overall stars or suns to show that they're kind of like a central priest. But there are smaller shrines, kind of against the wall between, like in between two of the larger ones. And these, you don't see much about them. One or two people will visit them. These are for lesser gods that might be either specific or they have a smaller purview as to what they are over. Yeah, there's a few people in here, a few citizens as well as a few priests. And yeah, it's very ornate, very pretty. You can tell that this
Cool.
city puts a lot of work and money into the temple atmosphere.
Do we see any body fitting the description of our target?
You see generic elves, but you do not see the person that you saw from that picture at the moment.
Okay. Maybe set up shop for a little bit and wait?
Sure.
Is there a spot that we can sit and just kind of
Oh, I think we should fan out a little bit.
see most of the
Mm-hmm.
like most of the area between all the different major temples?
Yeah, there's that central arena kind of circle of pews area. That's
And then, do we know, because I can't remember if the pamphlet specified which temple he was visiting regularly.
it does not say no.
Ooh,
Oh,
what
okay.
did the temple look like in the picture? Like, what did the background of the picture look like from the propaganda ad? Did it look kind of like anything around, like the outside of this building?
It looks like it was taken outside the temple. It doesn't look like.
Yeah,
it
that's
was
what I
taken
mean.
inside
Like
the
on the
temple.
way
The priests
in.
probably wouldn't let them take. Well,
Well,
again, they're not pictures. It's
No.
drawings.
Well, does anything look like identifiable in the background of the drawing?
It's the outside of the temple.
This temple?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I meant. Like, I might just wanted to confirm the temple.
Sure, we had the right place.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, we can like spread out and just kind of people watch.
Maybe we should
Elf
set
watch.
up like if there's areas near like gods that make sense for us, so that way we seem a little bit less inconspicuous. Like
There's not a hobby
Hmm.
god.
well, if you said rogues, I'm a rogue.
The
That's
trickster,
true.
the one, Yeah, Erevan is there.
Yeah, that's
So-
what I mean. So I could go over there.
Would this be a good time for me to tell more people about my goddess? Should I go give people my pamphlets? You think it's a good idea?
You know, I'm
He's got a big smile.
genuinely not sure. Like, I don't think it's it's not the worst idea I've heard.
Is that actually insulting to be handing pamphlets to my god?
Well,
in
I
front of
would
other
say
humans?
if this was like a one, like, god church, then yeah, but it appears that it's like a pantheon, right? So, like, there's not just like a one bitch situation going on here. Like, it's true, there's not. Like, so, like, I don't know how that would work in like a place that is going with a lot of gods.
Do you think I should go try to find the small part of temple that is for my goddess, or should I go to different god who maybe is more normal spot? What do you think?
Well, the librarian told you she's not at this temple.
No.
This is the main
Oh,
central.
that's
Yeah.
right.
Yours
She's
would-
in her own temple. Okay.
Yeah, she's in
that
another
case-
part of the town.
Different
in
ward.
that case,
This is like the
where
holy
would
choice.
I?
Is there like
Where would I go?
typically gods are beholden to paladins. Specific things are not like. Why don't you come with? Oh shit! No, that doesn't work either. What about artists? You dance.
Okay.
So like,
Would she revel with another god?
well, I don't mean like you don't have to like eat the bread or
stand.
anything. You can do like, you can just hold it in your mouth. Don't swallow. Like,
They're not handing out communion.
Yeah.
but just like, you could just like sit over there, and I feel like if you look like you're a dancer, it maybe be less problematic than something else.
Okay. I will go where people think is good for me to go. I think maybe I should not. Should I maybe not give my pamphlet here if she is not here?
No, yeah,
Is,
maybe not that then. But
That
hey,
is a shame.
I do
She's
want
a
to.
good goddess.
I'm actually I'd like to go with you tomorrow if you're planning on going to Temple Day. Could be fun.
I would love this. Yes, we will go together. I
Yeah.
think it will be very nice. But
So
okay,
what you
I will.
could do is instead of passing out pamphlets from your goddess, you could just politely inquire to
Oh, about
people in
others.
about this
Yes.
god or goddess, and just have them tell you more so you can learn without seeming peculiar.
I
That
think
is true.
this good idea. So maybe since this is going in a circle, while you two are in solid spots, I will go to all the other ones in the circle and get all the pamphlets.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
we'll go slow. So I am moving watching, and you are sitting watching.
Yeah, kind of like yes. I like that plan.
Okay.
It's very
This
good.
is good. Yes, that was very smart, both you, to think of these things. Good job. I have a thumbs up. I don't even know if that's a thing in this world, but I'm thumbs up
It is
anyway.
now.
It can be ours.
It's not- yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay, so I'll be doing that. Okay.
Okay. So are you guys talking to anybody? Sorry. So are you?
Fee is going to kind of sit maybe near the central part of it and just kind of maybe sit and just play her instrument and just kind of people watch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I had to do a bunch of
Oh my
stupid
God.
research for pantheons.
And- Now, hold on, guys. Can I take the magazine thing and specifically because I'm a drow? It's not like they're gonna think highly of me in the first place if they have gods that think drows are bad. Can I go around with this gossip magazine and point at this picture and be like, I am interested in the god this person is interested in. I like the look of his face. Can I do that?
I don't know how successful that would be.
That might not be.
That
Okay.
might draw some
More
ill-advised
negative
attention.
than
Okay.
anything else, yeah.
In that
I mean-
case, I will not do that. Good thinking. I won't do
It's a good
I'm
idea.
not trying to get us
However, I
discovered.
don't want you to end up locked away.
In the gulag.
And nobody wants that.
The elf gulag.
In the roots of the tree.
Oh god.
Fantastic. Okay, then
So
in
you
that
guys-
case, yeah.
Guys have been talking for a while, walking around for a while, trying to figure out what to do. And the evening has kind of taken on. So the sky has gotten darker, so the windows have gotten a little bit darker. There's less people. It's not really the time to praise those of the light kind of thing. And so really all that's left are a handful of priests. And everybody give me a perception check.
Knocked a bottle over.
Going.
Or that I'm gonna say that I
Okay.
cast guidance on myself just in case, because I want to make sure that if I need to, I can get the help.
Nice.
17.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna need the help.
I'm a
Right.
stupid bitch.
Good watch. Oh yay!
Not an 11. Not great,
So,
but
so Izzy and Mina, as you guys are walking around, Fee's gotten really into her playing. Izzy and Mina, you notice that the what's left are priests and priestesses. There is one priest that actually has his hood up, and he is in front of a particular shrine, but it's one of the smaller shrines.
Interesting. Does anybody want to
Okay.
go for it?
I think you should go for it.
Me? Okay.
You just walking up?
Personable.
Can you describe him to me one more time?
He's kind of he's in priest robes, which are, floor length, almost monk-like robes. But they're more of like a green color with like gold trim. And he has a hood up. He's facing away from you. You cannot tell. You can tell male, probably, but it's
Okay.
hard to tell what else.
Okay. And he's praying in front of what again?
It's one of the smaller shrines. Unless you get closer, you can't see the name.
Okay. I'm gonna go up and kind of I'd like to try and like appear like I'm also praying to this thing.
Okay.
And see if I can hear anything.
I'm gonna make a roll really quick. Okay. You hear soft muttering, and you are close enough now that you see that this is a shrine to there you are, Nerelis, which is a lesser god, and his you see on his shrine there are some skulls, but not in like a creepy way. There's just some skulls, and there is also like herbs and leaves that you might associate with healing. And so what you get from this is Nerelis is a lower god of death, healing, and easing of pain.
I kind of just take a breath and then like say a prayer for my father. and kind of like get like I this is gonna be a weird thing to say, and I truly am like using the truth of like I want my father to get better, but I'm also going to be using this as a way to maybe see if I can get this person to comfort me. So it's kind of like a performance in a way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
okay.
what you're saying is
No,
the
that
prayer
makes
for your
sense.
dad. Okay, I thought you were saying something else to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Praying
No.
for the dad, but also using it as a possible in
Yes.
for conversation.
Okay.
Very clever.
Give me a persuasion check.
Okay. $13.
Okay. The stranger, he kind of straightens a little bit when he hears your voice, and but relaxes a little bit when he hears the prayer, asking about your father and making sure he heals up and gets better. And there's kind of a quiet that follows, and then you hear a voice that says, the I gotta see how we would phrase this. Nerylus is always one for healing, whether they be living with illness or those healing from the loss of one who is dead. I hope your father finds the healing strength to avoid the death blow, and Nerylus keeps that far from him.
Thanks. I'm just worried about if something happens to him. It's really just my sister left alone in the world, since I have to be so far away all the time. Can't imagine the loss of a parent and then not having anyone around. I really don't want her to have to go through that.
He kind of stiffens a little bit, a little imperceptibly, but you can catch it. And you see the person nod a little bit, and says, "Well, then may the blessings of Nerylus be with your father. But should the inevitable come, may you and your sister be able to heal and know that your loved ones watch over you in all of your acts and guide you as best they can."
I'd turn to face this person.
They still have a hood on, and kind of have made sure that their face is not visible.
This is gonna seem very forward, and if the answer is no, I completely understand, but I could just really use a hug.
Give me another persuasion check.
That's awesome.
And
I
it's
love that you're
she-
doing that to get to see
If
his
she
face.
gets him to turn to face her with her height difference,
Oh yeah,
would she be able to see underneath the hood?
I am quite
Despite
small.
Despite his wish to remain
I shall
hidden.
offer you my stomach to cry into.
I assumed you were both like kneeling. So
Oh yeah, that's true.
That would make her even smaller.
At this height and height difference would still be there. Sweet little wee one.
I need another persuasion, Izzy.
17.
He's quiet
Nice.
for a long moment. I've is probably wondering if a priest offers this sort of thing. And then stands and awkwardly kind of moves closer. And
Got my arms like outstretched, and I'm doing kind of like the bring it in.
like already ready for this.
Yeah.
He leans down and gives you like a very like cousins kind of hug.
I would like to try and sleight of hand accidentally pull his hood down.
Give me a sleight of hand.
I love this. Oh my god.
20.
can say
yeah,
that
you
you're-
somehow during the
Oh,
hug,
my bracelet.
as
Oops.
awkward as this is, kind of act like you got like a piece of your jewelry, like a ring or something, caught in this the wool of his hood.
Sorry.
And when you part, it gets pulled down. And you do see it is Findel, the same elf from that picture. And he looks super alarmed. And he quickly pulls the hood up.
I'm so sorry.
And
This
turns to leave. No, he
stupid
bolts.
ring.
He bolts. He doesn't even listen to you.
Okay, that's fair.
Oh crap. Did I step in front of him and try to give him a pamphlet?
He's
Okay.
running for the door. Like he's gonna avoid all he can.
I'm following him. Being I'm trying to be sneaky about it, but I'm also a drow. So, whoa. What? Cancel. Watch? What?
No problem.
You alright, Sam?
Who would you like to call?
I don't want to call anyone.
I will note that.
Smart
Actually, if you could get
technology.
Findel on the line, that'd be really good.
Very real helpful.
Anyway, so I'm following after him. Is anybody else?
Would I even notice anything?
I'm not
'Cause
going to
I'm
be
still up
like
in the
chasey
courtyard?
chasing. That makes
I mean,
sense.
I assumed.
I'm
Not
guessing
see
you
him
two were
altogether?
watching, so you
I
would.
thought we were watching.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I walked into the temple, but I would have been like after seeing her go in.
Oh, you didn't go in?
I don't think so because I didn't have enough perception to notice.
Ah.
You made it sound like I didn't have the perception to even notice.
Yeah, but you were still inside. You didn't have the
Right.
perception to notice the person at the shrine, but I'm sure you saw Izzy walk over.
I mean, if she's outside, then she can
Because
just like
wait, okay,
be there.
I guess I might be confused. The arena that we're in, is it an outside arena or
No.
an inside arena?
No, and when I said arena-like. Like the central dais, like a little stage, is in the middle of this round building is like a central sitting
so
area, and
we're-
then the shrines are on the outside.
Okay.
Of the circular thing. They're on the wall. They form the
I
wall.
thought it was
basically.
like an outside courtyard with a bunch
No.
of little buildings around it.
No. It's all inside.
That's my fault. That's where my confusion was.
Okay, yeah,
So
sorry.
I figured I'm still in the center area.
Yeah, which
Just
you
kinda
would have
watching.
viewing of all the shrines.
Okay.
But you
got
didn't
it.
notice that it was a person at that shrine, but you probably noticed when Izzy
When
went
Izzy
over
walked
there.
over. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So. Yeah, I guess Fee's definitely been watching, but then she's definitely confused and concerned when he just races away.
I'm like gesturing as best I can. That's the guy! Without
following.
shouting
That's
it.
not scary at all.
Without shouting it. Without shouting it, but definitely his back is turned to me.
Well, but also at the same time, it's like, is following.
No, I
since
don't
he's
think so.
running,
For sure, I
gonna be
really
the
don't.
Good idea at all.
I think I got a lot out of this interaction that I'm ready to like talk with y'all about.
Yeah, because I definitely don't think chasing him down is going to do anything
No,
for our
no,
good.
no,
They
for
should
sure.
stop me then.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Don't
Mina's
get
after
me.
him.
yeah. So
I'm
I'm
going.
saying that's the guy and stop her.
Yeah, Fee's
I'm
gonna
still walking.
quickly get up and like try and like track down Mina instead of before
what's,
she freaks and fell out.
What's your movement?
I've got a speed of 30.
Mina, do you as well?
Yep.
Okay. So if you basically you are in the center, so Mina, I'm gonna guess you were at one of the shrines. So yeah, you can Fee can intercept Mina before she gets
Yeah.
too far.
Yeah.
But Findel is out the door. He's
So,
gone.
Fee is going to put herself completely in front of Mina and put her hands on her friend's stomach, saying,
Oh.
"Do not chase.
Oh.
We don't want to scare him any more than he's already been scared.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did interact with Izzy for a minute, so.
We need to speak
Oh.
to Izzy, and then
Okay.
figure out where to go from here. Do not
Okay.
let's
Okay.
not terrify him more."
Okay. I will. Okay. And I come with you.
Very good dedication and motivation. But
Thank you. I try to help, you know? I try.
we'll talk to Izzy first.
Okay.
And at least now we know where he hangs out.
It's
Well,
true.
don't know if he'll come back here, but
Wonder why he go for this specific god.
I bet.
Because his friend?
No, I think he's suffering heartbreak.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, from what he said in the conversation, I'm gonna fill them in on the conversation that I did, and then like a great actor, I used my own pain, right, as a reference point to build on a new
My
emotion.
own pain.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
it's
channeled
very
that
smart.
energy. Yeah, channeled that energy into this performance. So, because you have to have some place to draw from.
You are always so smart.
And so I
Makes
think
sense.
that's what he was what he said is that God was like for pain and like dealing with death after even during death and then after as well.
Yeah, it was death,
Mm.
healing, and relief, ease of pain. This
Mm.
god, and there's a pamphlet there.
Amazing. Oh my god.
There's those little pockets that you can pull one from. It's smaller than the main gods, though. It's like a one leaf of her, and a leaf one, except instead of a 3-leafer. And it's
So it's just like a back front, so you don't like open it.
yeah, right.
Got it.
Nerylus is for it not only guides the death onto their next journey, but also tends to those that are dealing with loss of the death, as well as being one of healers, and the one that even some warriors will pray to hopefully avoid a death blow.
He's
Like a keeper of a death clock,
seems
almost
like
kind of thing.
Okay.
And then I want to make sure I definitely get this in with them as well. Like I really do think that he feels beat up about Opal. I think he knows about Opal. I don't think it's like something that's hidden from him.
Well, considering that they were sending money,
Well,
they must have known about her.
the mother could have just known. I mean, I literally think he knows.
That is true.
So.
Perhaps we should
Okay.
go back to the boat and...
Ooh, I don't know how much of this we should tell Opal just yet. You saw how, like, gung-ho she got in the library.
It is very true, but we could also see about gathering more information from her.
Yeah. Okay. All right, cool. I just wanted to make sure we were on the same page about
Of course,
maybe it's not the right time to...
Maybe let her know that, yes, we are still pursuing
We're
information,
getting
but not a
closer.
lot has been given.
So it is evening. There are inns in town, but you can also just stay on your boat. Kind of up to you. But you do get the feeling from what the librarian said and what a lot of propaganda says is that tomorrow is Temple Day. So if you're looking for a certain business, there's a possibility it might be closed.
Oh, we need to go to the fucking... Yeah.
Oh.
The
I mean,
blacksmith, yeah.
do we want to do that now, or do we want to do that later on, like after we've solved everything with Opal? Oh, I guess we could do it now because she's not around.
Yeah, she's not with us. Might as well.
That's true. Okay. Sound good?
Yeah. We have to be very careful with this though, because like we still have to wrap up things with Opal, so we can't have this. Oh, that's true. Because we can't have the guard, like somebody like telling the guards like they were here.
Yeah, exactly.
So yes, but we have to be careful. As
Yes, I
per
think so.
usual.
Kind of our MO, you know.
Okay, so what are you guys doing? You heading in for the night, or are you gonna go look for something else?
I think we are heading to the blacksmith.
Yep.
Okay. There's a few different blacksmiths, and they're all elf based. The biggest being the Iron Laurel, which is funded and owned by the Leafborns.
Fuck.
That's the business that they had a hand in. I knew there was another one other than the airships.
Yeah, okay, so
That's right.
I'm just gonna tell you. While walking around, you can see it. They have their hand in a lot. Like
lot.
Opal, the Leafborns own like a chunk of the city almost.
Okay.
They have funded public works and building construction. They've done crafting. They've done artistry. They've done merchant, that kind of thing. Like, they have a good portion of the city's money almost. And so you can take a guess that they don't have their hand everywhere, but it is, they know what's going on.
Well,
Okay.
we still need to go there. Doesn't.
Okay. So you head towards the Iron Laurel, which is it's a circle of blacksmiths basically. So it's not just one blacksmith; it's almost like a little, factory almost, where the forges are still on, even though it's later in the evening. And there are a few blacksmiths there, all elves, working away, possibly wanting to get things done before Temple Day tomorrow, when they will probably not be there. And their tools are very nice. Money buys a lot here. So they're working with very nice metal, very nice tools, even some jewels and gems. So it's very well outfitted. Probably better than any of the other blacksmiths in town.
Okay. And then
Mina?
Izzy's the one that has the
Yeah,
dagger.
no. Mina, I am
Yeah.
thinking
Mhm.
that. Oh no, not Mina. My bad. Fee.
Yes.
One day I'm gonna remember whose name is whose.
We're only on session 10.
Yeah. Well, it took me till like May to get my students' names down, so don't hold your breath.
That's
And I-
alright, you'll forget half these characters next time we play.
Yeah. I think that you should transform into something or another elf. Well, no. Yeah, actually, just stay away from language. Don't stay with common as much as possible.
Okay.
And I think you should transform into an elf that you're not now. And then if things go badly, get out of there and transform again back into this form if you can. I feel like that's going to be our kind of because I know that the moment we take this out, unless they're somehow down, right, it probably is gonna be weird.
So, really quick, I'm just gonna say something in here just so I know it's for the record. Changelings don't get to just be at will whatever they want. They have to do somebody they've seen. So when she changes, she's changing into somebody she's seen. Now, in a big city like this, it's not that big of a deal. There's a ton of people. She can kind of, pick anybody from a crowd. I'm just going to warn you now that she can't just be whoever she wants all the time. Just like if she took on somebody who's well known, she'd have to be careful of people recognizing her.
Yeah.
So changelings aren't just, they can morph into whatever they appear in their head. It's got to be somebody they've seen. So,
okay. Do you
just
have...
for future reference, that's the rules of changelings. Otherwise, they could do whatever the hell they wanted.
It'd be wild.
So, it's not been that big of a deal. I'm gonna, say that when she's taken her human form, it's been somebody she's seen on the road. And same thing with the elf form. If it's somebody she's seen on the road, that's fine. She would just, Kylie, this is mostly for you. Fee would just have to be careful taking on anybody she's seen that could be recognized, even if they're not famous. If you accidentally take on the form of, say one of these blacksmith's daughters, they're going to be like, hey. So this is just something I'm getting on record.
So that if you need to use it, you can.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just something to keep in mind that it's not like one of these, take the form of a really hot elf that has these kind of characteristics so you can seduce somebody. She'd have to have known or seen a very hot elf with those characteristics in order to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It can't be a fictional character or a fictional person. She's had to have seen this person. That's the rules of
Thankfully,
change.
because my family travels a lot, I've
Yes.
seen a lot of people.
Yeah, so her repertoire is very big, so it's not that big of a deal. It's just something to keep in mind when you're saying, hey, just change into this. So I know that if you're going to go, I'm going to go from this elf to this elf to this elf. I'll give you 3 elves you've known in your travels. After that, you're playing fast and loose with it. That kind of thing.
Yep.
Get what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Not to be a hard ass, I'm just saying the changeling thing is very difficult to be a DM for.
Yeah.
So I had
That's valid.
that's I just got to make sure the rules are out there so we're not just she's a ditto kind of thing.
Yeah.
You
It
see
would
how
be funny if she had ditto eyes every time, though. That would be
Even
weird.
though Ditto's
God.
actually I shouldn't say that. Ditto's the same way. Ditto can technically only change into Pokemon he's seen. Anyway, sorry.
so they just wanted to make a Ditto
Yeah, basically.
in D&D.
So fun.
Ditto came from the thought of changeling.
Oh, and I will admit, even in their picture, in 5E's picture of it, the picture that they use for a changeling is changing into somebody in a portrait, so that does count. However, I've seen and read people who are hard asses about it, that portrait is only from one side, so if that person has a burn on the other side of their face that's not being pictured, they're gonna be found out, kind of thing. Like, it's really weird, but I've read things about that.
Huh. Interesting.
If you look it up in like the compendium for Roll20, the changeling picture they use is of a changeling holding a portrait and he's changing into that person. And I was like, that's not a person, that's a portrait. But that's something that could happen. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to go on a tangent. It's just something that I just need the group to be aware of when it comes to the physics of, just changing shape.
Yeah.
I love you, Fee,
The
but
physics of fee.
yes,
Yeah, you're good.
I'm just, yeah. So, like, another instance, this is just a small one. It's going to be very difficult for you to take the form of another drow, because you have only seen Mina. You have never seen another drow, so you have no idea what another drow looks like.
That's
So
true.
you cannot
Exactly,
take a
yeah,
form
so-
of another drow.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but there you go.
You're good.
I still think that that's what she should do, though.
Yeah, no. She can take the
So-
picture. No. She can take the form of another elf. That's fine. I'm just letting you know that's what I mean when you're doing it. A handful of the same race. So
Yeah, it can get
that's-
messy.
yeah.
So Fee is going to change into a different elf, someone that she met in a different village. So there is a heavy unlikelihood.
Yeah.
And we'll just kind of continue to play on the not from around here, but still an elf storyline.
Mhm.
If asked.
Yeah.
Because that's the downfall of coming to an elvish city when you don't know elvish.
Yeah. Yeah, the changeling thing doesn't help with language, so
It's true.
So, yeah, so Fee changes after finding a place to safely change without people, like, staring. And then just steps back in line with Easy and lets her kind of take the lead, because she's the one with possession of
Oh no,
the
I was
dagger.
gonna give it to
Am I there
you
too?
and have you go in and do the. My plan was to just have you do it, because you could
Oh.
just, yeah, because you could just like poof, not that person anymore, run away.
Oh, I see.
But
Okay, so
but if you're
I-
not good with that, like
I
if
mean,
you want
I
us
can
all
do
to
that.
go in,
I just want to make sure that I ask what you want me to ask.
fuck.
Mhm.
Ah shit. I don't know. Maybe we all have to go in.
I mean, if you want to just stand outside the shop, or stand a fair enough distance away, that I can still go by myself.
No, it's okay.
Hmm.
You definitely do
'Cause I
bring
don't
out the
want you guys to
limitations of the
risk
plan.
getting caught.
We really need to
I have idea.
get the message spell.
We have we have the rings, but I have idea. How
No, that's
about
not
what
message,
if-
is it? I thought that was
No,
just like we
no,
find
it's
each
it's
other.
just locate.
It's location. How about I come in after you go in and pretend I am just customer who is look on the shelves, and then when you ask questions, first if this person does not speak common, I can be there to help with Elvish. But I will pretend I do not know. So I go, oh, what a pretty knife. I have some questions too. If we forget questions. Maybe Easy, you can come and be with me. We can pretend we are look knives for each other for like gifts
Oh
or
yes.
something. Then we can all be there, but he does not know that we are all together.
Yeah,
Works for me.
it's worth a shot.
Okay. Let us try this one. I
But-
think it could work.
Before we go in, what are the
Mhm.
main questions that I need to make sure that I ask?
Good
We want to
question.
figure out
When-
who made it.
Yeah, we need to identify who made it if we can. We need to figure out when it was made because I believed that it was I believe that it was a plant. Like that this was a dagger that was made new to look old so that it could like frame the queen with it.
Yeah.
Okay, and so those are just the two major things that you want me to ask?
That I can think of.
Okay,
Me too.
okay. I can do that. So I will
Okay.
take the dagger and walk in, I guess. Or walk up to...
Yeah, so they're blacksmith stalls, so
Yeah.
kind of like in this circle. And you walk up to one older gruff guy, older gruff elf, which is really hard to picture.
Think if Gimli and
looks up-
Legolas had a son.
Oh god. Can
Oh,
elves
God,
grow
oh.
facial hair?
I don't remember if that's been proven or not.
Right, yeah, I'm like, oh crap.
No, there's no facial hair. He just in his eyes, he's like, I've seen some shit. So,
Haunted. Ooh.
So he stops hammering on something and he looks up and he's like, "Can I help you?"
Yes, pardon. I had just a few real quick questions. I've got this dagger, and I was wanting to see because it looks like it came from.
I like how you're going with Valley Girl Elf.
It looks like it came from this blacksmith shop, and I was just wanting to see if I could find out any information about it real quick.
He looks at you and looks a little confused for a minute, and then he offers his hand to take the dagger.
And so I pull it out, but I've still got it kind of like wrapped in cloth, just because I think it was already wrapped in cloth. So
Okay. He takes the dagger. He doesn't think anything of it, so he just takes the dagger and he unwraps the cloth. He looks it over and he looks at the writing on the blade. And he kind of frowns a little bit, but then rolls his eyes. He's a little bit older, so he's thinking something else. But
He's seen a lot of edgy teens in his day.
he looks over the hilt though and sees the jewel configuration. And he's confused for a minute, and then he looks to her and asks, "Is this a precious dagger of any kind, heirloom or anything? Was this a gift or something? I mean, do you care a bunch about this dagger?"
I mean, it was like a gift, but
My stepdad
it's,
got it for me.
like, it was given to me by someone that I'm like really don't care too much about. I'm just trying to figure out like why it was so important to give it on my birthday. I don't.
Seeing your
I'm not the
reaction,
kind that
I'm not the kind that would really want daggers for a present.
Oh god, is he gonna break it? Oh god.
Seeing your reaction, he stabs it into, like, he's got a tree trunk, like a huge stump, basically, that you use for, stabbing. He stabs it into there, and he takes the hammer to the head of the hilt, or the butt of the hilt, like, really hard.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Oh
the
god.
pummel.
Shit.
And actually the pummel. Oh crap! What did I just forget what it was called? Anyway, the pummel stone kind of like it bisects, but it's not a crack. It looks like it's supposed to do that. And
Wow.
you see that the hilt grows loose around the blade. And he takes the hilt off, and you see that there's more writing on the tang, the hidden tang that was inside the hilt.
Whoa.
And he looks it over, and he huffs and he rolls his eyes, and he said, "Of course, this would be one of Wexen's." He puts a bunch of jewels on here like they mean something. He'll take any commission because that's what the Leafborns say to do. And then he looks to her saying, "It's Wexen's work. I don't know if you're looking for a duplicate or some kind of refund. If you wanted one, it would come out of his pocket than any of ours. We have to submit all that crap to Leafborns, so it wouldn't be a refund on our end." He's not.
I don't want you to pay for it.
He then he puts the hilt. He slides the hilt back on, and he seems to put the pummel piece back together, and that seems to lock it back into place.
Cool.
And says, "Yeah, it's one of his." And he looks around. He goes, "Yeah, he hasn't been here in a while. I think the big boss is thinking about letting him go. He's not very reliable as of late."
If I need to get in touch with him, like how long has it been since he was here, and how the heck can I even find him?
My best guess is he's down the watering hole at the Dead Branch Inn and Tavern. He gets drunk there a lot. That's one of the reasons the boss wants to let him go.
Ooh. So, how long would you say how long has he been out?
I don't keep track of the kid. He's kind of a flighty one.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll figure out what I want to do with it, and if I need to track him down, I'll check there, I guess.
All right.
Thank you so much for your help. You've been a peach.
Thanks. Goes back to hammering.
Then I take the dagger back and I get the fuck out.
And we casually leave behind you. Dude, that was awesome. Oh my god, I got so scared. I thought he was gonna break the shit out of it, but he actually, oh my god. That was cool.
That's some Forge and Fire level crap.
It goes to show that blade is probably not made to do much killing, or maiming, or hurting.
Yeah, it's like decoration.
Yeah, the blacksmith took one look at it, scoffed at the name, and knew what it could and couldn't do, and knew that he could do what he did and put it back together without too much damage.
So,
and it's good that now I know that it can come apart, because I didn't know what the tang said.
Correct.
And that's cool.
So
we're also
pretty translate.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yepper. Have to.
That must
project
mean
for
too
tonight.
that it was made recently, right?
Yeah. So once Fee gets out and kind of meets up with them again, she tells them everything if they missed any information.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
So you learned that the blacksmith doesn't know him personally. All he knows is that he hangs out at the Dead Branch, which is an inn and tavern.
That's down by the lakeside, right?
You don't know where it is.
Oh, I
He
thought
didn't
he
say
said.
where it was.
Okay. Oh, okay. Never mind.
So if we want to track him
Okay.
down, it sounds like we will need to find this Dead Branch place.
Mm-hmm. Yes. The question, do we want to do this now or do we want to wait till when we need to leave? Because if this is men who made this, men will know where this from
Well,
and
yeah.
who ordered it.
Yeah, and I'm thinking too, we might be able, if we get the sun on our side, like that would be a really good connection into what is actually going on. Because like then we can just be like, hey, your family's really well off. Help us.
Buy us out of jail.
Yeah. Well, more what I was saying, like not that, but like what I was more thinking was like he'll be able to like man, I'm having a time with language today. Be able to like
You're
say,
okay.
hey, I know that guy and I employ you. You heard like the people
Yes.
only take orders
Yeah,
from
no.
the they do whatever the leaf people say, so
Leafborn.
whatever.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
the Leafborn invest and own the business basically, so they just tell them to to take proper customers. But it sounds like Wexen will take just about anybody.
Anybody with a pulse, yeah.
Yeah. So I'll just hand wave you off here a little bit. Asking around, you get told that the Dead Branch Inn and Tavern, after getting some looks, is in like probably a lower class part of town. Maybe a little seedy. You do get directions, but you do get warned, hey, that's probably not a great place to go.
So do we want to go now or not now?
Well, I think we need to, like, next steps would be looking more into Opal's thing.
We will come back for
Yeah.
the dagger situation.
Yeah, I think we've got a starting point for the dagger, but it also doesn't sound like Wexen's really going anywhere.
Yeah.
Well, the blacksmith haven't seen him in a few days.
Yeah, so we'll have to find out where he is.
He didn't know exact days, but he hasn't been to work in a while.
Hopefully he's not
Yeah.
dead. Okay.
Well, now that you said something,
Yeah.
Not worried.
but I think figuring out Opal stuff first is going to be better.
Right, it feels like the right thing to do, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Which I'm so sure, just about as sure as I am that the scholar bastards are definitely the problem. I'm also very sure that Findel is Opal's dad.
Yeah. I feel pretty confident on that one too. But we still need exact confirmation. So
We need evidence. Like
Evidence, that's
irrefutable
the word.
proof.
yes.
We need irrefutable proof.
Yeah.
Irrefutable.
Irrefutable.
I need
Irrefutable.
Ira
No,
apple.
no peaches, no bananas, no apples, no nothing.
It's funny. Oh my goodness.
So I guess we'll now head back to the boat.
Yep, back to the boat. This is a night.
Okay. You head back to the boat. Opal is there. You can already see she's built rigging into the sides of the boat to be attached to a balloon-like structure above. It's not built. That part isn't built or anything like that. But she's started with like really heavy-duty iron casters and stuff like that. As well as making it so the helm would be able to be switched to air guiding versus water guiding.
Looks great. You haven't like scratched any of the molding or anything like that either. It's coming along.
Yeah, I tend to get into it when I'm busy. Do you know you have a dog down below that is very angry?
Oh, yeah, he's probably pissed. He hasn't been off the boat in a little while.
Yeah, we left him.
There's also a snake and a chicken.
Yeah, we're animal lovers.
Harold.
I see. The chicken laid some eggs. If you were interested.
You
So
hungry?
many.
Uh, famished, actually. What did you find out? Forget the food. What did you find out?
I want you to take this the best way that you can, and I know it's probably not going to be a good way to take it, but I would rather keep that information a little bit closer to our chest till I can confirm it. I don't want to get your hopes up on something that may or may not be yet, okay? I know that sounds cruel, but I promise it's better in the long run if you're not like constantly riding an up and down and up and down. I can tell you that we made progress and we're digging into those leads, but it's going to take probably another day or two.
Okay. As long as you're doing what you can, I can't ask for anything more.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Opal,
Yes?
by any chance, do you have a portrait or a picture of your mother?
Yes, she goes to her chest of stuff that she brought with her. And she pulls it out. And she pulls out like this little portrait. And it is of a human woman. It's in, charcoal and parchment, so you can't tell what color everything is. But it is a human woman, a little bit older, with long hair that's got curls at the end, and soft eyes. She's kind of about the same, you can guess about the same height as Opal. But she looks bright and she's smiling. And yep, she says, "Yep, this is my mother."
Is very pretty.
Real quick, if I've seen like a basically black and white portrait, I can still adjust the color, yeah?
Kind of, yeah.
Oh, that's clever. Gonna try to look like her.
What color was your mother's hair, Opal?
It was about the same as mine, so kind of a straw color. I think I made her blonde. I can't remember.
You did.
So it's like a little bit like a straw color.
And then her eye color?
Oh, that one I could never forget. It was blue like the lake.
It's very pretty.
Mm.
Thank you very much. It's good that you have a portrait of her. And Fee's just gonna file that in the back of her mind.
Okay. So you're on the boat, ship. It's nighttime. You guys just going to sleep?
I'm probably gonna play ball with JD on the deck a little bit and apologize.
He ignores the ball, and he's just
That's
glares.
fair. I still throw it and kind of look.
He
Do that
watches it bounce.
sheepish walk to it and yeah, I probably deserve that. Okay, you want to try? You want to do something?
As
I'm
if to
sorry.
say,
Yeah.
I'm a goddamn blink dog and I get left on the boat all the damn time.
Well, to be fair,
that's
you're also
true.
they're looking for you, trying to keep you safe. But you know what? Yeah, fuck me.
You're also a wanted fugitive.
Yeah, that's true.
Not like we're trying to keep you safe or anything.
You don't be mad. It's fine.
He chases Harold.
Don't touch my chicken! I'm
Oh,
chasing him.
I'm
chasing Harold.
actually. JD, and I don't know how you'd even answer this, but have you always been a blink dog?
He tilts his head in confusion.
Yeah. No, it was just an idea, thought I had. Just because you seem so different than all the other queens' pets. I thought maybe you were transformed into this.
He chases his tail.
Yeah.
Good.
We should
Okay.
also make sure to ask Opal if she still gets those payments.
Oh yeah. We
Oh,
need to
yeah.
ask that.
Who wants to talk to Opal?
I feel like I've already poked and prodded enough about her mother's appearance.
Hello, Opal. I have a question.
Perfect. The one with the most tact is gonna do it.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean, you could
yes.
stop her.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
I'm
So
honestly.
I was thinking.
Have you seen me struggle to talk to the fucking dog just now?
Librarian.
Yeah, I'm done. On an off day.
Oh my god.
I need more.
Yeah, let's let the one with no fear.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay, so I was wondering. You mentioned before that there are payments that your mother has received, for you with being grow up, and I was wondering if do you still get these payments, or did they stop when she was no longer alive?
No, they keep coming. It's kind of how I'm able to stay in Coalbank. I wouldn't.
Hmm.
It'd be hard to work there. I mean, I'm very good at making things, but where I live and I pay for my house and food and that kind of thing, it would be very difficult to do what I do without some kind of support. So yeah, I still get the payments.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna stop at 18, and I was gonna have to ask for.
Really. Do you know where his come from? Like, is there a list on the envelope or
No,
what you
I
received?
only, like I said before, it's just a courier who knocks on the door and gives over a bag of gold. I've asked before, and he says he's not permitted to say. He is just a courier.
Do you ever get like other things, like on your birthday?
No, just the money.
Is it the same day all the time?
Yes, it's once a month, mid-month.
Oh shit. Well, that sounds about right. Girls?
Does it matter?
Nah, I don't know yet. It's just an idea. But I need to talk with the girls first about it. Because again, remember, like I said, like I promise I'm not intentionally keeping things from you, like to be mean. It's more of like I don't want to get your hopes up if a lead ends up being just a lead. What?
Yep, she nods. I said she nods. She understands.
All right. Okay. Girls, can we go a little bit more private? Yeah.
Yes, thank you for your inform us. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And then scoot over to another side of the ship.
Yeah. So
the other side.
it just kind of like as she was talking, like
Down in the hold, I don't know.
hit me in a way. My father and mother never have missed a birthday. Like I always get something. Sometimes it's something like silly or just whatever, or maybe my favorite is when I get a new map. But but they don't just forget that. Like it doesn't. And I'm thinking at the reaction that he had. And do you remember what I said before about how like so I think now instead of my theory is that maybe he doesn't know. Maybe to keep this bloodline pure, he was told that they both died. And
Oh.
mother has been just paying like hush money, right?
Yes, this could be.
It's
It's very
intriguing.
possible.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
that's why I didn't want to say this in front of her. But I
Mm.
think we need to get
Smart.
I think maybe the next thing to do is to, I don't know. There's two ways we could go. We could either try and confirm what I think, my theories, right, with the mother, which I don't think is gonna, she sounds like it's like cunt city over there. Or we can try and confirm with the father, which might be both easier and harder. I don't know. But I think that's probably the next thing. Right?
Yeah, we need to confirm it somehow. So either with the matriarch or with Findel.
I think Findel's probably going to be the easier thing. But we've got to figure out. He won't let me come near him again, probably. So we'll need to figure out that. I think, ooh, it's going to be cruel, but it would be good, is if maybe we try and, well, no, we're definitely going to Temple Thing tomorrow, but then if we can try and find him again, and when we do, if you could maybe try and take the mother's form, just to, like,
It will be
shake him up a little bit.
very emotional, but
Yeah, it's
it
definitely,
would get
like,
a response.
even saying it, it feels, I don't know why I've been dealing in so much emotional warfare, like the last couple of things.
It feels almost
Dirty.
yucky to do so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe we don't do that then. Maybe if it feels bad, there's a reason it feels bad. Right?
There
Maybe.
could be the possibility, if possible, I could approach, now that we know kind of how he behaves and stuff like that.
Yeah, he's a
and
very sweet
possibly
man.
just mention her, and if he asks any questions, I can ask him to speak in private and let him know that I am familiar and friends with a close relative of Opal's, or of Lavender's. So gather his intrigue and then try and find a private place to speak.
Yeah.
That way we do not cause a scene in the middle of temple, especially on temple day.
Yeah, no. Yeah,
You certainly don't want that.
no.
No.
Especially in
No.
an area as religious as this. They'd probably be fucking pissed. So,
Probably. So I think that might be the best option, because taking the form of Lavender would be quite the shock value, but it seems almost
cruel.
too mean.
Yeah, I agree.
But perhaps just bringing up her name
Yeah.
would be enough of a jolt to get his attention and get some private conversation with him.
Okay.
So I think that would probably be the best idea.
Okay.
I agree.
Okay. So you have a plan for the next day?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So you all sleep somewhere. I guess Opal's like, Opal says, I'm going to, I'm half elf. I only need to trance. So I think I'll keep working a little bit, but I'll work quietly. There's some pieces I can put together without making too much noise up here.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
You also only need 4 hours.
Mina does, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
So it's really
That's
only
true.
the 2 of us that need sleep.
What's up?
That's true.
And Mina, you spend the rest of the night tending to Harold, who is quite alarmed by just everything.
By
He's,
his own
he's overwhelmed because
existence.
He's
bored.
running downstairs.
For his own existence.
She's a very anxious
Funny.
chicken.
And the chicken keeps trying to
Sure.
wake everybody
She
up
really
downstairs.
Yeah.
is. Oh my goodness.
Okay, so you guys head to sleep. Mina probably tends to Harold for a while and goes into a trance. And the next day, Mina, you're probably awake earlier than the others. However, you are all downstairs, and early in the morning, you hear a scream
Oh crap. Uh-oh.
Get
from
up there.
on
Okay.
deck.
I
Get
run.
up there.
No. I run. No.
You run up, and Opal is gone.
Oh,
There's
goodness.
tools and things she was working on spread about, but there is no trace of her. And that's where we're going to end the session.
Yep, fucking knew it was coming.
No.
Call it there.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Oy, yoy, 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 yoy,
Feels
yoy.
intentionally painful, but alright.
That's what it's every time. On purpose.
And there you go. Which is funny because depending on which thing you chose, the session was going to end in 2 different places. So I love it.
Oh.
Peek behind the screen.
Interesting.
Mm.
But thank you
Interesting.
everybody for listening. Whoever was listening, I hope you enjoyed it. We will find out even more
Yay.
mysteries and answers to questions maybe next time. Thank you everybody, and have a good day, night, wherever you are.
Nice.
Thanks.
Yay.
Bye.
Bye.